Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for AEW Spark in 3, 2, 1. All Elite Wrestling discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
3, 2, 1. And yeah, hello everybody. I'm going to take over the fucking intro because there's something I really want to say before we start.
Sure, go ahead.
Alright, so welcome to AEW Spark, and this is your favorite tag team of all time, the Loose Cannon Zero and the Birdman Owen Finch. So yeah, before we start, I need to show Owen something, and this is do you know what's her name, Yuka Sakazaki?
Yeah.
I need to show you this. So
Okay.
because this is the greatest theme song I've ever heard in my life. Because for some reason somebody decided to don't worry don't worry, it's just a wanking
Oh, that's not even what you were gonna show me.
No, that wasn't what I was trying to show you. It was this.
Oh my gosh.
This is Yuka Sakazaki's theme song. It is the greatest thing ever. Skip all this bullshit. There we go.
Oh, it's so awesome, yeah. I don't even know. Every time I hear that theme song come on, I just think I'm on a bunch of drugs.
Bro, this song is oh god, this song makes me think I'm taking some freaking mushrooms or some shit. Cause this
that's
is
what I'm
awesome.
saying.
It is the greatest thing I've ever heard about life. And
Yeah.
what makes it better, the song itself is on it's in the game, which is even better.
I do remember this. Yeah, it is in the game. Yeah.
Like I swear. One thing I would say I would give credit to for Fight Forever is the fact that the whole library of music, if you played the 2K games, the library of music you could choose is not a lot, but for Fight Forever it's like shitloads. It is insane and I love it. They even got some of the theme songs that was only one-offs, like Nick Gage's theme song. It's in the game.
Okay, I didn't know this. I still gotta sit down and I played the game, but I gotta sit down and really play the game. But everything just has been so hectic lately that I haven't been able to do that. I think not this in about a couple of weeks I'll really be able to sit down and dive into the game and stuff too.
Yeah,
so.
the game's not bad. The game is not bad. It's for right now, it's just it's not a lot of stuff you could do in the game right now.
Yeah.
Especially with call parts, which I'm kind of disappointed. But the best thing about it is the fact that the game's gonna get constant updates, damn near probably throughout the whole throughout the game's life cycle, which is gonna be a few years.
That's good, Yeah. But that's what I didn't like about 2K is you would get the new game and they only do tiny tweaks. I think it's better to do it this way anyways, saves money and all that type of stuff.
I'm probably not gonna get 2K25. Well, wait, no. Fuck. 2K24.
Yeah, because we didn't get a 2K. I think 21's the only one that we've missed.
Yeah, because 2K20 was a masterpiece.
It really was.
It was a wake-up call. Like, oh shit, we fucked up, bro. but but yeah,
It really was. I feel like I never played it, but I heard how bad it was.
I got it for
I heard,
Christmas.
yeah. Um, if you want like a deep dive on a rant, I don't remember what episode of the Wrestling Rundown it is, but there's an episode of the Wrestling Rundown where Michael X, who made all the thumbnails for the show, I don't know if you ever done a video with them and stuff. I think you have because you do Melts on Mondays. So,
that
he
fat
toured
baloney.
this game. Yeah, he toured this game a new one, and like he was the only one that could really rant about the game, and we just let him go to town on this game. Like it was. I think we saved it for like the main event of like the last thing we were going to talk about on the rundown.
I swear to God, I love wrestling video games, but what really made me so mad about that game specifically is the fact that no matter what you do, no matter what your save is, or no matter anything, there's always that one crash that will reset everything inside your save. It is.
Yeah.
I wanted to freaking scream.
Yeah, I don't know how people. He was gonna try to do a CAW league with that game, and he never could do it because the game always crashed on him. So it was like But anyhow,
Dragunov is too small to do a big boot, bro. He better not be doing that again. But anyways, go on.
Yeah, let's just get to this last week's content of AEW. We did some messing around and all that type of stuff. Let's hope we don't get copyrighted, obviously, because we just played Yuka Zaki's song on my channel. But we'll have to wait and see on that. If it happens, I guess it happens. Yeah, we survived Blood and Guts. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to Blood and Guts. Obviously shit happens. You just couldn't make it happen. But because of that, I was delayed watching AEW last week because I was, it didn't really hit me until I was going to sit down and watch it live, so I just waited. But we're going to cover everything that happened in AEW last week. We're going to cover Dynamite, we're going to cover Rampage, and we're going to cover Collision. And yeah, let's just get right into it. I had this all code open, but obviously we don't need to do the code open now because that was the code open was Yuka Zaki's theme song. So
the greatest piece of okay, so fun fact about that song, Yuka Sakazaki actually made it.
Really?
Yeah, she actually sang her own song, I believe, and made it.
Wow, that's insane.
Awesome.
Yeah, a lot because you see a lot of wrestlers venture out and make their own songs. Obviously, Jericho's done it.
Swerve.
Swerve's done his. I'm pretty sure this. Yeah, Hit Row did theirs. Which again, Swerve. Well, because Swerve was in the group first. So
Swerve carried Hit Row. Fight me.
Yeah, he really did. I'm not gonna fight you. I mean, that's basically that's been proven.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna start covering this week's AEW stuff. Let's start obviously with the first match on the show. Obviously AEW Blood and Guts. I didn't write down what date it took place, so obviously you guys can look that up. Whatever a week ago, yet since this is going up tomorrow, Wednesday, this week's AEW, whatever last week's date was, will be the date of AEW Blood and Guts. We had the commentary team of Excalibur, Taz, and Tony Schiavone. They obviously do very well together on commentary, and it kicks right off with a match. Essentially, other than like the one match we got, essentially this was a 3-match show. All the matches that were advertised basically took up a good chunk of time. Obviously, Blood and Guts was the biggest match that took the longest, obviously, because it's a War Games match, pretty much. War Games typically goes an hour because of the way it's structured and everything like that, but we'll get to that later. It starts off, though, with an FTW championship match. It was Hook defending his title against Jack Perry, and Jack Perry comes out. He comes out to the Jungle Boy music. However, it just cuts out. We don't see Jungle Boy actually. We don't see Jack Perry actually come out. And a little video plays, and he buries his original trunks, the trunks that he always wore to the ring. He basically buries them a lot. Well, I guess trunks aren't alive, but he buries his trunks. And basically, he gets a new theme song now. It's very classy. I believe it's on YouTube. You can just go check it out. But I feel like obviously he needed to get a new theme song if he's going to be a heel now.
I think
His
the
attire
song's by
now.
Wolfgang, because surprising or not, I know some classical music because I, I love music, and
Yeah.
I think that was made by Mozart or Wolfgang. I forgot, but yeah.
Yeah, it did sound because I feel like it's a very famous classic song that you'll always hear.
Mm.
Um, and
Motherfucker
he
think
has
he's an
new.
Imperium.
Yeah, I thought that's basically what it was. Yeah, he comes out to and now he has a new red attire. He just has traditional black pants now. Like that's all he has, and he's basically a traditional wrestler now. And the match starts off. Hook, he comes out. He's typical Hook entrance, and he turns his back on Jungle Boy. He basically keeps himself cool and level headed, and he doesn't really go after Jack Perry in the beginning. Eventually, though, he just starts firing away on right hands on the Jack Perry in the corner. Jack Perry obviously has to take a breather, and Hook just destroys Jack Perry throughout the beginning portion of this matchup. He throws him back first into the guardrail, into the steps. He just absolutely mauls him. Eventually, Jack Perry has to use a low blow just to get an advantage onto Hook. And, I believe this is like the most Hook has ever really had to sell. I thought he did fairly well in that department. Obviously he's had to sell before for opponents, but this is probably the most competitive match that Hook has ever had in AEW and in professional wrestling in general. Uh, Jack Perry throws him back first into the barricade, hits a vicious fisherman suplex inside the ring, but Hook kicks out of it. Eventually, Hook mounts a comeback. He hits a really good sleeper suplex onto Jack Perry, and the way he lands, you would have thought he broke his neck. It was just absolutely insane. And Hook has the match won with this. I believe the ref takes a bump, and obviously the ref is delayed getting to the count. And Jack Perry, one thing that didn't make sense about the match, and we remember it now. He nearly tries to take a count out win, which really doesn't make sense because he can't win the title on a count out. So I don't know why he tried to take a count out win. But Jack Perry grabs the FTW title. He acts like he's going to use it, but Hook tries to get him into the Taz mission. But Jack Perry's able to get out of it. And eventually, while the ref's still down, Hook gets hit by Jack Perry with the FTW championship. And Jack Perry, just being that little worm of a heel, just barely beats Hook. He has to roll over, and he has this evil smile on his face, like he knew he had the match won right there. And Jack Perry becomes the brand new FTW champion. This makes sense. I feel like this was the perfect way for Hook to lose the FTW championship, considering the fact that he had the belt, honestly, I think over a year at this point. He might have just gotten to a year. I don't think he quite got to a year because I'm pretty sure if I remember it, it would have been, I think, July 27th, roughly, he would have won the title, give or take a few days. And I remember it was in Boston because I was there live when Hook won the title. And yeah, it's kind of very fitting. In Boston, he won the title, and in Boston, in a big venue, he lost the title. And I don't think this will be done. I think this feud's going to continue. And Jack Perry, I'm interested to see what he does as FTW champion now. I think he should be the complete opposite of all the FTW champions, where he's not like the FTW champions, like Taz and Hook and other people we've seen. He should actually kind of devalue the championship a little bit, kind of not have it be like a rogue title and everything like that. But yeah, I enjoyed this. And I'm interested to see where Jack Perry goes as FTW champion from this. So, any thoughts you have about this match, Zero? And where do you see Jack Perry going as champion? And how does Hook bounce back from this?
Hook. Okay, so one of my little complaints about Hook is that he doesn't get that much time. We used to see him a lot on Rampage, I believe, Ken
Yeah,
Dark or whatever, and just squashing ghouls and Hook and then but I he's just squash goons, but I want him to have at least longer matches, 15 minutes or some shit. That's one of the things I really want to see because a lot of people been saying that Hook, he's probably he's the future. Is somebody shooting? But anyways, but like Hook, he got talent. He's that guy. But one of my things is I want to see Hook go up against veterans.
Yeah.
To see where he stands. Because the only way we could tell if he's got it is if he goes up against like guys who is more higher, like veterans or just having longer matches in general. Because just you squashing goons doesn't make you, seem like you're the guy. Want to know, because if you want to know, it's an example of guys who has that factor in squashing but can't do a long matches. Goldberg.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ, that like Goldberg
Yeah.
is the prime example of, he may look like an absolute menace. He probably could, go far and he could be like having 5-star matches. No, Goldberg, his strength is a sprint, not a 15-minute classic. He could do a sprint match like him against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 33, which is still my favorite Goldberg match I've ever seen in my life. That was awesome. But
yeah, same.
But yeah, so I the the thing about Hook, he has youth, so he could grow. But like I
Okay, there's a reason I stopped this. For anybody that's going to ask in the future, no, I don't know why Zero decided to put a fucking twerking Winnie the Pooh on his fucking part of the feed. I don't get it. It's just deal with it. It wasn't my choice. All right. Enjoy the rest of the show. Ah, damn it.
really, so after his loss, it- just give him a good like few times on TV, just doing stuff, or send him to Ring of Honor because AEW Dark is dead. God rest
Yeah,
his
it is.
peace. But so just have him show up like every now and then, because Hook, he could go probably. I don't know. I just want to see him go up against more talent and not just local indie wrestler from, I don't know, Oklahoma or
I know.
like New Mexico. But yeah. And as for Jack Perry winning, destroying the streak, I'm not mad about that. Like I'm not mad about that. Finally, Jack Perry wearing some singles gold on him. The fuck? Dominic Wesley and Mustafa Ali for the title? Ain't no fucking way. What is going on with this damn promotion? But but
Yeah.
but Jack Perry finally, he wants some gold, but what's even hilarious, that gold is not necessarily recognized by by AEW as the AEW a championship. So maybe this, but it does make sense that he wants that gold because he is, he wants to hold a championship. He wants to finally have me stop calling him a bitch. He wants me to finally, I can stop saying that you you've been replaced by Luchasaurus as a pillar. But yeah, he has a goal that's, even though not sanctioned, he might. What's next after this? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe he might, maybe he might taunt around with the belt, saying that I am the FTW champion. And yeah, but I don't know what's next other than him taunting with the belt, being a coward, and etc. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough to say because
Yeah.
sometimes they defend the FTW title a lot, and sometimes they don't. Like I remember doing Ricky Starks' time as FTW champion. I think there'd be times where he defended the belt every week, and then there'd be times where the belt was completely forgotten about. So it's really tough to know what will happen with the FTW Championship.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of cool that way that Jack Perry won, because at Double or Nothing he wouldn't use the title to win, and now obviously because his character's involved now, that he's won that way, and he's pretty damn happy about it, as you've seen. He had that smirk on his face. So be interesting to see what he does as FTW champion. Next, we get this tale of Chris Jericho, the start of the story, where Alex Marvez was trying to get some updates on Jericho, see where his head was at and everything like that. And it shows Alex Marvez at a restaurant, and Don Callis and Chris Jericho were eating together. And Alex Marvez was going to see if he could try to get a word with them, but before anything could really happen, he notices that they're eating dinner together. And we don't really know what they're talking about. It's they're talking, but we can't hear them because they're not mic'd up or anything like that. And then I think they get noticed, and basically they get told to leave, pretty much. Like the camera falls over and everything like that, and it just kind of cuts away. Overall, I enjoyed that. We will come back to this. I'll just break down all these 3 segments, since they're all kind of short segments. Then we get some more team building exercise between MJF and Adam Cole. This was from earlier in the week. They went to Boston. They went to Kowloon. I've never been there, honestly, so I don't know how good that place is. But Adam Cole wants MJF to conquer his fear. And MJF was thinking, well, I'm afraid of poor people. It's like, yeah, that's going to be another one of those fears. But it's just, yeah. And Adam Cole wants MJF to conquer his fear of spicy food. And MJF says, he's obviously nervous about this, but Adam Cole is able to motivate him and talk him into doing it. So then it cuts to later on when they're in the restaurant. MJF is telling the story to Adam Cole when he body slammed Big Bill. And he's basically telling the story as if it's like WrestleMania 3 all over again. That's exactly how he tells it. It's really funny. And the food gets brought over. And obviously MJF is nervous about this. He doesn't really want to do this. He's really scared of it. But Adam Cole says, that we'll do it at the same time. I'll do it if you do it. And there's a funny thing where they say, so are we going to spoon it? And Adam Cole's like, yeah, we'll spoon it. And I believe that's a sex thing. So that's pretty funny that, obviously the AEW kind of knew what they were doing there. So they take a bite of the chicken. And at first, it doesn't really affect them too much. They're like, oh, it ain't that bad. And then the chicken, obviously takes its effect. Adam Cole and MJF are just freaking out. About the fact that this was so spicy. So they ask for drinks to be brought over. The waiter brings over some drinks, and they just start engulfing these drinks. They just house them down, and they think this is water. And obviously, I don't know if you drink, if you eat spicy food, but when spicy food, you don't want to have water anyways. Nah. Water's one of the worst things you don't want to have. It makes it worse. You want to have milk and all that type of stuff.
What they end up having was 100% alcohol, which makes it even worse.
I didn't even know you could go that high, that you could get to 100%. I don't even think I've ever been that high. I think the highest amount of alcohol that I've ever drank was probably
outrageous.
Yeah, I think I went to 8. I think I went to 10% one time, but 100%. Oh my gosh, these dudes are probably on the floor done. It was just not good.
They looked at each other, right? So when they drunk it, they just looked at each other. Once they realized it was 100%, they was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
I think they bleeped it out. I think they had to bleep it out. That's how bad it was.
They cut it out. They cut it the moment they was about to say shit. They cut it, which is even great, better. It's awesome.
And then they showed later on the feeling the effects of this 100% alcohol. And MJF this time is kind of drunk, and he's telling the story of when he slammed Big Bill again. And Adam Cole, isn't into it this time around. Like, really not into it this time. Like, he just has no clue where he is. MJF has no clue where he is, and for some odd reason, they get upset with the waiter, and they just want to beat him up. They think he looks like
Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara, and Adam Cole thinks that it's Daniel Garcia. So they got to go hit him with a double clothesline, and they go to hit him with the double clothesline, but the camera cuts away before they actually hit the double clothesline. So, yeah, this guy, I think that was meant to be his tip. Not a very good tip right there. This was awesome. This segment was absolutely fantastic, and you really just need to sit down and watch it. It's absolutely awesome. Before I have you give your thoughts on it, there's one more thing we got to break down, and that's more on the Chris Jericho story. Alex Marvez sees a limo arrive, and he wants to get the scoop of what's going on. Wants to know if Jericho's joined the Don Callis family, and Jericho says that this is none of your business, and he tells him to shut his face, or also shut it for him, and then they just walk into the building together like nothing else happens. Like, yeah, poor Alex Marvez here. He didn't really, he didn't really, he got kind of shat on this episode. But yeah, what did you think of all these segments, Ray? The Chris Jericho story, what's going on there, and then obviously the Adam Cole and MJF stuff going on.
Okay, so if I'm being honest, the Chris Jericho joint, I really didn't pay attention to because it was really just like meh. But the main one I paid attention to was the MJF Adam Cole because I love these two. They are literally the best thing I've ever see. Like, it's just great. They are literally perfect together. We know they're gonna break up, but we have to get emotionally ready for that. We gotta be mentally prepared because this probably gonna be one of the last times we might ever get this. So the segment was fucking awesome. Like,
it really was.
Like, it was really awesome. Like, the chemistry was unreal. Like the charisma from both of them is just oozing out like crazy. Like, they could bounce off each other easily, which is awesome. And one thing I hope happens is that, well, we know what happens during the match, and yeah, but you could tell they having too much fun with this, and it's great. It's going to end soon, but I'm just savoring this because this is something I really wanted in AEW in a while. Just something that's like naturally, like something that's just naturally hilarious, because you could tell these two having way too much fun and like they really enjoying it. I hope there was more segments like this, like just having wrestlers being humans outside the ring and just have the most goofiest shit ever. Like imagine Christian Cage having one of these segments with Luchasaurus.
That'd be awesome.
Just them walking around. Luchasaurus still in gear.
Yeah.
Christian just be a dickhead. Then like then maybe some fan try to square up with him, but then Luchasaurus just looking down at the fan, but like, what you being like, try me, bro. But it'll be awesome.
Yeah, like it's really nice when you get to see wrestlers like have segments like these. Like, obviously, other times we've seen it, like recently, was obviously going to the WWE was the Bloodline. With everything that was going on with Sami Zayn. We were seeing it with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens just being like real people and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
If you watch Being the Elite, you get to see the Elite do this on a week-to-week basis. So it's nice when the wrestlers, we can kind of see them act like real people and all that type of stuff. It's really cool stuff. Continuing, we had a nice quick thing. I think the match lasted less longer than what I'll say. It's Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Kayla Parks. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, completely squashed her. I don't even know if Kayla Parks got any offense in. It was just a complete squash. Dr. Britt Baker had a slim blade that looked really bad. It did not look good at all. She might have the worst slim blade in the business.
How you fuck up a sling blade? How the fuck you fuck? How you fuck up a sling blade? That is outrageous.
Well, ask Britt Baker because she does it every match she has. So, and then she locks in the lockjaw onto Kayla Sparks, and Kayla Sparks loses. I feel like this match was a way to take a shot at us because we have a show called AEW Spark, and someone named Kayla Sparks got completely squashed. That was kind of a cold move there,
Tony. What have I done to you, bro? You know what?
Yeah, I know.
You know what? I'm gonna be spiteful now. This show sucks.
I understand, I stopped watching for a bit so I can understand, you picked a week that I hosted, but, Zero and Noah have been supporting AEW, and you have to pick a wrestler named Kayla Sparks to get squashed. Come on. This match was whatever. Again, Zero, this was, I guess we could give it a pass, but this was the only women's match of the whole show, was the squash match right here. They got maybe less than 5 minutes. There was no women's promos. There was no women's segments. Just nothing.
This is a travesty.
It really is.
This is a travesty. What the fuck?
And if you watch the show just self-contained, this doesn't set anything up. If you watch Collision, I guess it sets up that match, but wow, what did you even wait? What a waste of Britt Baker's time. She could have worked that day and been a dentist and had longer hours and all that type of stuff. Here, she's just,
I'm gonna be completely honest, yo. I give this show a pass because we know why there's only just one match. Because, the main event, which I give it a pass, but any other week, man. You got too many women, bro.
I will say this.
Find Abaddon because I'm still tracking her down. I'm trying to get your ass back in the AEW, bro. You're doing good in Indies, but shit, man.
It's not just Dynamite. You get one woman's match. It's Rampage. It's that way, and it's Collision. It's that way. So it doesn't just stick to Dynamite. I guess I'll give Rampage a pass because that's an hour. But come on, Collision. You can't get another woman's. It seems like AEW's okay, we gotta find a spot for the woman somewhere.
They're over here.
I don't know if you have.
They're over here in the past days. Be like, oh shit, we have to meet a quota. You just send these two goofballs down. But I would say this: if this keeps going up, I could have one suggestion. Maybe a Dynamite, maybe a Rampage, maybe a Collision. Just have a special event, like all these special events could be having, like Road Rage and Bash to the Beach. Have a special event called Ladies Night, and just have one episode of just them dominating the whole joint.
Yeah,
they got too many women.
Yeah. My favorite thing that AEW used to do, if you remember, and people would call it the women's section. They would just dedicate a section of Dynamite to all just the woman segments. That was the AEW's favorite thing to do.
Yes, it was great, awesome, because they got so many women. They need to sign. She can. Hold on, let me check. Go on.
Yeah, but I said I do star rating since this was a big show. I gave the FTW title match 3.5 stars, and I gave this match 2 stars. Since it's a squash, you can't give it too much flack. I don't know if star ratings are your thing. You can give them if you want, but we can just keep going if you want to.
Okay, Tiffany, you want to do star ratings? The first match. Wait, what the fuck? What was the first match again?
It was the FTW title match. Fucking Jack Perry.
How did I just legit? We was talking about it. How did I forget? We
kind of talked about it quickly.
That was okay, but I can't believe it. But okay, so the Jungle Boy match, if you want to go out of 5, I give it a 3. This match, this match, I'm not even gonna rate the match. It's just a squash match. This is not even worth my time.
I don't blame you. Yeah. Next, Better Than You, Babies, have an interview.
Yes.
And MJF and Adam Cole, are kind of talking over each other. They say, "No, you go next. No, you go next." So they kind of, they can't really decide who wants to talk to who. And they talk about how they're gonna win the blind eliminator tag tournament. They say that they warmed up to each other. They said that they both ended up being really cool guys. And Adam Cole reveals that MJF, that he has a surprise for him. And MJF's like, "No, what'd you get me? Come on, what'd you get me?" He's like, "Oh, you're going to have to wait till you get out there." It's that typical sip on thing when they go, "Oh, what did you get me? What did you get me?" And he's just, they leave. And then Roderick Strong is calling out for Adam. He's like, "Adam." And, he got there a bit too late. And, he just kind of stands there. He's just in distraught. Like, he doesn't even go to try to chase after him. Renee Paquette tries to kind of, she interviews Roderick Strong and wants to know where his head's at. And Roderick Strong, just doesn't have anything to say. He's speechless. But, yeah. Very interesting stuff there.
Was he still in the neck brace?
He was.
Wait, what? Hold on, let me check real quick, because if he was still in that brace, I'm done with this promotion, bro. That is hilarious. They're doing Roddy dirty, bro.
Well, to be fair, I mean, I think Joe did take a chair and didn't he smash another chair and
no,
while the chair was around his neck. So
what he did was an emerald flosion on the chair that was just laid down.
Oh, okay.
Roddy, you're not that hurt, bro. Put a little dirt on it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm all for selling injuries, but I've seen people be out of commission for worse stuff than that.
Bro, take that shit off. You're good.
What the hell is going?
Fuck, bro.
I mean, maybe he's got a stiff neck. Maybe he turned it. Maybe he turned his neck too hard.
Bro.
Yeah, he definitely had the neck brace. I remember him having it because, But yeah, Roddy, take that shit off, dude. Rub it,
bro, just
rub it off.
Put some dirt on it or something. Come on now. This shit is not. It's not that deep. You just got an emerald flosion on the chair. It's not like he did a freaking Gonzo bomb. Come on now.
If he did, if he did the muscle buster on the chair, I'd understand that because Tyson Kidd still hasn't come back.
Tyson, don't remind me of that poor fuck, bro. I'm gonna be real. Okay, so the Tyson Kidd joint, that was a freak accident.
Yeah, it was.
So I can't. Let's just talk about the match.
Yeah, so anything else you want to say about this interview other than Roderick Strong?
There's nothing else to be said. Just Roderick Strong just showed up, be like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck? You still got the neck brace for it?"
And why is he flying to the arenas if he doesn't have a match?
I get you being a good friend. But why you here? Go home. If you still need a neck brace, go back home and heal up, bro.
Yeah. Anyhow, next match was the blind eliminator tag tournament finals. It was Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara versus Better Than You, babies. The surprise that Adam Cole had for MJF was the theme music's mashed up now. MJF comes out. And then, when Adam Cole's supposed to come out, his theme song still plays. MGF thinks that the people in the production truck made a mistake. He's like, "Guys, that's my music. That's not Adam's." And then all of a sudden, Adam Cole's, a bit of his plays, and he's just so happy about this, MJF. The fact that their theme songs now have been meshed up and all that type of stuff. And, he's really happy like a kid in a candy store. I guess you can't say that anymore because of Progressive, but a kid in a candy store / the fruit store, I guess, grocery store. Everything hits pretty well. basically it's just MJF's music mixed in with Adam Cole's, and obviously the bits where they have to do the boom and the Adam Cole baby and stuff is still in there and all that type of stuff. And yeah, they were just MJF was just so happy about this. Before the match actually starts, Chris Jericho comes out. He comes out to do guest commentary, and obviously Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara were really confused about this because I don't think they've spoken or seen Chris Jericho. Daniel Garcia, I don't even know, and I believe Guevara. I did miss a week, so it could have been sooner than this. But I believe Guevara was the Falls Count Anywhere Texas Death Match, whatever that was, where they teamed together on the losing end of Stin and Darby Allin. But before the match starts, Daniel Garcia does his thing, and then MJF does it, and they both start. MJF decides we're gonna have a dance off, and he goes over to the production that's ringside, and he presses a button, and party music starts playing, and Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. They dance. They do the typical stuff you see people do in dance contests and all that type of stuff. They do really well dancing, and then MJF gets into it. He's doing really well dancing, and everybody wants Adam to dance, and they, MJF's hyping him up to do it and all that type of stuff, and Adam Cole dances, and yeah, that was a mistake. Adam Cole, not a good dancer. They have this record scratch plays when Adam Cole's done dancing, and pretty much this kind of causes them to lose the dance off. MJF doesn't know what to make of this. Chris Jericho doesn't know what to make of it. And Taz, is kind of embarrassed about this. This did, I should mention, this did up Taz's spirits, though, because Taz was kind of pissed for the first hour of the show after the Jungle Boy thing happened, just because he was pissed that, Hook lost. He was really heated. I forgot to mention it because I'm tired, and I think we got talking. But after the Jack Perry match, they show, the commentators on camera and all that type of stuff. And Taz is just doesn't even want to be on camera. And I like that this is they never even really show the commentators all that much on camera. It's never really all that long. I love that this is the week that they decide, hey, we're just gonna have the commentators be on camera for 3 straight minutes. For 3 straight minutes, just run down the show. And Taz is just pissed. He doesn't want to be on camera. He's trying to go like this and all that type of stuff. But yeah, poor Taz. I'll have you give your thoughts on that when I'm done talking about this match. But yeah, so Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara use this opportunity, to attack Adam Cole and MJF, and the match properly gets on their way. I don't even know if the bell had even run. I'm pretty sure they had the dance off, and I don't even think the bell had run until after the dance off was over. And Adam Cole and MJF dominate the beginning. They destroy Daniel Garcia. They beat the crap out of him, hit a lot of really good body slams and stuff. They hit this really good backbreaker into a neckbreaker combination, which I always enjoy seeing combinations like that. And then eventually the heels get the heat on MJF. They destroy him. They target his leg, and they really go to town on it. Daniel Garcia locks him into the figure 4, and MJF has to turn it over. And there's a bit where he almost gets the tag, but Sammy Guevara pulls him off the apron, and he lands face first into the steps. And then they hit a double suplex anyways, but MJF kicks out of it. MJF, hits a double clothesline himself. And Adam Cole gets the hot tag. He starts firing away on all cylinders on everybody. He hits a really good suplex into a knee to the head onto Garcia. And MJF and Adam Cole are about to do the double clothesline, but it's not successful. They, MJF's unable to hit it. So Adam Cole just hits a regular one himself, and it's not enough to put away the victory. At one point, Adam Cole wants MJF to do a suicide dive through the ropes, and MJF is obviously hesitant about this because he's never done a suicide dive. He probably has done a suicide dive before, but not, in a long time. So MJF, obviously, he hesitates at first, and Adam Cole has to go off the top, and he hits Panama Sunrise onto everybody. And eventually this allows MJF to eventually hit the suicide dive. And during this, before anything else can happen, Sammy Guevara hits a really cool Spanish fly onto Adam Cole. That was cool. And eventually the finish comes when I believe everybody too hits their finishers on it, everybody. Like MJF does a crossroads. I don't know what you're calling it, you know, since that guy is not the company anymore.
Call it crossroads.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Adam Cole hits a last shot, and then Daniel Garcia hits like a really good clothesline and stuff. But eventually, the double clothesline does get hit. Finally, after all this time of building up to it, Daniel Garcia gets hit with the double clothesline, and the heels lose. The baby faces win. It was absolutely wonderful, and you know, afterwards, Jericho wants to go console his guys, and Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia just kind of look at Jericho and they kind of walk away. So there's something boiling in the background there that we don't know about yet. And Adam Cole and MJF are happy. Adam Cole, though, has the AEW World Championship, and he looks at the title. And when MJF has his back to him, and when MJF turns around, he thinks that Adam Cole is going to clock him off the head with the AEW World Championship. You know, MJF questions him about this, and Adam Cole explained that he was just going to give him the championship and stuff, and MJF believes him. He apologizes. He hugs it out. And there's a bit where Adam Cole goes into the corner to do his pose, and when Adam Cole has his back to MJF, he gives him like a serious look, like he wasn't happy about this. And they don't know about this and all that type of stuff. So they celebrate together. I don't think there was a promo or anything like that. I think there was just a celebration. The right team won this. Afterwards, two FTR come out and they have a face-off with Adam Cole and MJF. And, you know, they play their music, Adam Cole and MJF's, and Dax Howard gets into the camera and tells Tony Khan, like, next time you do this, you play our music because we're the champs type of thing. So, absolutely awesome stuff. And yeah, Zero, like anything you want to say about this match? Where did you see the direction of the Jericho Appreciation Society since this happened? And since you didn't get to talk about it, what do you think of how Taz's mood was, you know, throughout the first hour of this show?
I didn't even pay attention to Taz, to be honest with you, because like I didn't even know he was like cranky. But like Taz for the Jericho Appreciation Society. Oh, yeah, they're done. Enough said.
Looks like it.
They're done. Like what else is there for them to do? Because no matter, it's crazy because they are in the same of remember the what's it called, the Inner Circle?
Yeah.
Remember how well that was? Then it just, you know, died afterwards.
There was build to it dying, I guess. Because if you remember, Santana and Ortiz had some infighting with Chris Jericho. And then you know, obviously they got kicked out. It did just die though, yeah, because they just Jericho just formed a new group and just named the new faction. It's kind of weird they didn't just continue the Inner Circle like name and just kick out Santana and Ortiz. It's kind of weird how they did that actually in hindsight, but yeah, that is interesting. You know, is Jericho just gonna get a new faction now too, just because like, you know, he's gonna go into like this Don Callis faction, or is this all a ruse? Because obviously, is this gonna be a way for Jericho to go babyface and maybe one of the guys in the JAS becomes a member of the Don Callis family? So it'll be interesting to see how that happens.
I think what's gonna happen is that the Jericho Appreciation Society is gonna die, as it should.
Yeah.
Now, then afterwards, Jericho might start another one. I hope not, because no matter how many times he starts a faction, it just dies afterwards.
Yeah.
What else? I think if Jericho does join the Don Callis family, I don't mind. But But as for Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara, they might just they might go their separate ways and just do their own thing. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably not. I don't know, because when you break up a faction, you got to at least know what you want to do with the other members. Like 2.0, Daddy Magic and Cool Hand, they have to stay a team. They're good as a team, so they have to stay
Yeah.
as a team. Jake Hager, I don't know what the hell you gonna do with that guy, but yeah. So this match, the very first few fucking minutes of the match of a dance off was just. I literally thought I was watching Dancing with the Stars, because I was just like, what in the hell is going on? Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara, they work well when they dance together.
Oh yeah.
MJF, he just they. I don't know what MJF was doing. Like, he was like, there was a few moments he was getting sturdy as a motherfucker, and then Adam Cole shows up and dances. I'm just like, yep, time to go. Scrap that shit. Stop it. Just end it right there. But
Oh, they did.
But there was one thing that happened before all that. MGF doing the woo to Daniel Garcia. That is the goofiest thing I've ever seen. But it looks like he was doing his AEW Fight Forever taunt. Just him doing like a little suck it or whatever. But it was the goofiest thing I've ever seen. The match itself was, it was alright. Seeing MJF doing a suicide dive, I thought I was living in a different universe. I was like, what is this man doing? And what's crazy is that his suicide dive was pretty good.
It was.
I was like, oh my god, this man doing a suicide dive, what the hell? Then Panorama, I don't know why I keep calling it the Panorama Sunrise, but the Panama Sunrise, they finally did it. They finally did the double clothesline. I was so happy. I was like, yes, sir. Let's go. Homeboy did the double clothesline. I was marking out, and they won. But the moment the moment Adam Cole looked at the world title, I was like, oh no, please don't stop looking at it. Stop.
That look, that's all it took.
Yeah,
now like, MJF's pissed.
Yeah. Then like MJF was like, what are you doing? Ah man, it's fine. Then Adam Cole just, taunting on the turnbuckle. MJF looking in like, bro, I'm about to kill this motherfucker. This nigga about to die. I was like, yep, this about to be some. But yeah, but then FTR came out, being FTR, and yeah, overall good match. I give it like a 3.75.
Yeah, I gave it. Yeah, very entertaining. Then there was an interview segment. I guess I should ask the question now, because this is like the last time I can ask you this question, because it seems like the turn's happening this week. Who's turning on who? Is it going to be Adam Cole turning on MJF? Is it going to be MJF turning on Adam Cole? Could they do something where maybe they both just implode and they both kind of like turn on each other type of thing? Who's turning on who?
The logical decision is saying MJF turns on Adam Cole. But I want some entertainment. I want them to just implode. I want like either this would be kind of hilarious, because it won't bring down the value of the world title, but what they could do is Adam Cole not get tagged in. he just walks off, and then MJF's like, get back here. Turns around, just eat a shatter machine.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. But I think what they're about to do is they might pull with MJF turning on him, but what I kind of want is just them to just implode. Maybe lose by count out or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like they won't do a count out finish just because AEW is not really known for doing count outs that often. I would like to see them just implode because that'd be the most entertaining one. Because I feel like if MJF just turns, it's the same thing that we always see.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they just implode, it'd be much better. Where they have a miscommunication or something, like maybe somebody tags, maybe MJF tags himself in and they causes them to lose, or you know, they have a miscommunication where they don't hit the double clothesline properly or something. So I'd be interested to see what happens, but only time will tell. Then we have an interview segment. This was kind of like, let's just get everyone together type of thing. It was Orange Cassidy, Nick Wayne, and Best Friends. We find out that Nick Wayne and Darby Allin are going to be in the Royal Rampage match, which is weird because a lot of people didn't think that match was happening, but it did happen. We find out that Best Friends are competing for the ROH World Tag Team titles. It might have already been a thing, but it was announced here. And, Renee Paquette mentions that, this is the first time Orange Cassidy doesn't have to defend his title. And no sooner Darby Allin's just like, Orange, I don't want this to be like, charity, but he mentions AR Fox, him and AR Fox are tight, and AR Fox took him in when he was homeless, and he feels like he owes him a favor. He wants Orange Cassidy to give him, to give AR Fox a international title shot, and Orange Cassidy's just like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's do it.
Bruh.
Yeah, the dude just does not care. And then Nick Wayne, he says some things, talks about like his debut from the previous week. We find out that Royal Rampage, the winner of that, will get a TNT title match at All Out. I think it should have been international title. I feel like that's the title that's worth fighting for and all that type of stuff.
That's the only title. The moment like, let me tell you how much that fucking TNT a title value is. Remember when they first revealed it? It looked like a toy.
Yeah.
It looked like a replica of the actual belt and not the actual belt. I was like,
yeah, because they couldn't.
It looked crazy. Red strap, white. That is the weirdest combo. What is this? The freaking Raw tag team titles? Like,
to be fair, they couldn't be. They didn't have the belt finished because it was the pandemic. Like right when they were gonna make this title. And
they could have
like
just hold it off like another few months. But I don't know. But like, it's so baffling. Then like the belt has some good champions, the first 2 champions. Then they start hot potatoing. Then another hot potato. And it's just like the title. I don't think, if I be real, if I was in AEW, I would not go for that belt. If they make me go for it, I'm gonna trash it. I'm gonna turn to Tetsuya Naito, what he did with the Intercontinental belt. I'm just gonna yeet it all over the place. But I love how the Royal Rampage is basically just the Royal Rumble, but instead of going for the world title, you go for a piece of shit title.
yeah.
It is like hilarious in my opinion, but that's just me. But hey, hey, AR Fox got a title shot. That's cool. I don't care.
But yeah, then Best Friends all go to put hands in, and obviously Darby Allin's not into it. Nick Wayne, I think, just doesn't feel like he's allowed to, so he just leaves. And then Renee Paquette does, and they do their thing. And then Orange Cassidy doesn't even really have his end, and he's just kind of like he's like fish hooking. I don't know what they call it, but like when they go, like, he's like a dead fish. I don't know when he's doing that, but yeah. The segment was pretty okay. I guess it did set up a lot of stuff. So you kind of gave your thoughts about it already. So nothing else to say there. Then we have a Choppy cameo because they were advertising Shark Week. Because Shark Week is this week. Last week they were advertising it, and Choppy comes out. They were also advertising the Owen Hart action figure that's out and everything like that. Taz didn't understand what was going on when Choppy came out. He was holding an action figure. He wanted to hold one because Excalibur was doing like the advertisement for it. Shark Boy was backstage. They didn't have him come out. I don't understand that. Like, Shark Boy's awesome. I don't know why they didn't put him out there. He didn't come out at all during this show or Rampage or anything like that. But yeah, after they were done advertising the Owen Hart like action figure, Excalibur had to ask Taz for his action figure back. Like, I think if he didn't, Taz was just going to take his action figure and leave with it. I don't know, but yeah. What anything you want to say about Choppy's cameo? The Choppy the Shark.
I didn't even know who the fuck that was.
That's who that is. It's Choppy the Shark.
Bro, like, when I saw that, I was like, is that the left shark? Or I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, it's a shark. It's a shark.
Yeah. Because it's Shark Week. I don't really. I've only watched one thing Shark Week related, and that's when Impractical Jokers did it the other year. Have you ever watched anything Shark Week related?
Nah, like, if I wanted to, I would have watched Jaws, but I didn't feel like watching Jaws. But
I mean, they're sharks. That's you don't need a Shark Week for them. They're just sharks.
One of my friends said that she told me it's Shark Week, right? And I was like, yeah, I know Shark Week. It's on TV. She said, no, it's Shark Week. So I was told that there's another definition of Shark Week, right?
Oh, no.
What that means is that the bitch is on her period. I'm like, all right, bro. So that's
okay.
So that's the other definition of Shark Week. I was like, bro, why the fuck you told me? Like,
yeah.
But hey, the more you know.
So she's on double shark. It's double Shark Week for her.
Yeah, I was like, bro, what? The more you know.
Yeah, there you go.
The Urban Dictionary says a really great thing, but
yeah. I wonder what happens if a shark was on Shark Week. How would that look? That's double Shark Week also.
Man, if there was if the chick's on a Shark Week inside of a Shark Week inside of the damn ocean, that's a free meal.
Yeah, it is. I bet you're thinking to yourself, I wish Noah was the one hosting because you wouldn't have even had to talk about Shark Week. You had to talk about AEW, not freaking Shark Week.
Nah, bro, this is fine because at least we know we just vibing while we talking shit.
Yeah.
Oh, hi Noah, how you doing?
But anyhow, then we had the main event of the Dynamite portion of the Blood and Guts show. It was, the Blood and Guts match, obviously. It was the Elite versus Blackpool Combat Club. We find out there was a coin toss earlier, and whoever won the coin toss got the man advantage, and of course the heel team won the man advantage.
Oh shit, there was a coin toss. There ain't no goddamn coin toss. They just said it just to say it.
Yeah, I know.
That's a goddamn lie.
Just say, I don't know, I guess they wanted a reason for the heels to get the man advantage. Just do a qualifier or something. Do like Kenny Omega versus they did Kenny Omega versus Willa Yuta. I guess Willa Yuta would have had to win. But
Willa Yuta's a bitch, bro.
He really is. Even though I don't have to like to say that because I was there when I saw him wrestle John Moxley live when that got him into the BCC.
He's still a bitch. He just a young boy, bro. He's a young boy.
It started with Kenny Omega and Claudio Castagnoli. Claudio Castagnoli didn't come out with his title for some reason. That was weird. I don't know what happened there. He just left it backstage. It's kind of strange. But this was an absolute masterclass, an absolute dream match just unfolding for 5 minutes in front of our eyes. Kenny Omega and Claudio is, I think, two wrestlers that a lot of people wanted to see. They've obviously squared off before, but we never got to see it really like one-on-one. And at least for 5 minutes, you got to see Claudio Castagnoli and Kenny Omega square off one-on-one. And I thought that was awesome. Really not a lot to say about it. They just went and they were really stiff towards each other. They threw each other into the cage. There was a lot of uppercuts towards each other. Just some really great stuff. Then we had the first entrance on the Blackpool Combat Club side, and it was Pac. Everybody that came out on the Blackpool Combat Club's team came out through the crowd, and everyone that came out on the Golden Elites team came out through the stage.
I'll hear my battle cry.
Yeah. Pac and Claudio, have the numbers advantage, and they beat the crap out of Kenny Omega. They just absolutely destroy him. They throw him into the cage a ton of times. They, hit a lot of really good chops and uppercuts onto him. A lot of Pac does a super kick. And then Hangman Adam Page is the next entrant. And it's really cool. You got to see Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega work together with each other. We haven't seen them really do a team up or anything like that. By themselves, I think since they lost the AEW World Tag Team titles back at All Out 2020. So it's been a while since they've had to work together just by themselves, even though, again, it was only super brief. Hangman Adam Page does really well. He hits a fall away slam onto Pac into the cage, which was cool. And there was a buckshot lariat, and eventually everyone just kind of does their own things. Omega fights with Pac, and Page fights with Claudio. Then eventually John Moxley comes out. This is where the match really changes. He comes out with a couple of forks. And he absolutely destroys Kenny Omega and Page with these forks. He just grinds them into them and all that type of stuff. It's pretty gruesome. He pulls out a bed of nails.
Okay, hold on real quick. All right, hold on. Let me talk about. Okay, before you continue, let me talk about this shit real quick, because this is when the moment this nigga put out a bed of nails, I was like, John. This is not Freedoms. This is not BJW, bro. This is not even CCW. What the fuck are you doing? So the moment he put out a bed of nails, I was like, oh, here we go. How in the fuck they was allowed to do that? I'm not mad about it, because I do watch deathmatch wrestling time from time. Hell. My very first deathmatch show I ever watched was Tournament of Death from CCW. But that's another story for another day, because that's a wild ass story. But the moment he put out the better nails, the moment he put out all this other bullshit, the thumbtacks, the glass, I thought this was the Cage of Death from CCW. Yeah. And if you've seen the Cage of Death, you will know how brutal that match is. It is the living embodiment of you die. But
yeah, for sure.
Shit, this man literally turned to John Moxley when he was in the Indies. It's outrageous.
Yeah, it was insane. Again, it's really crazy to think how are they allowed to do this too? Because if you remember, I don't think we broke down that news story just because it's not the way Noah likes to do things and stuff. So, but if you remember, AEW has these conditions or whatever now, you have to have certain things approved now by AEW, and there's things that are banned from AEW now. So, it's interesting that this has happened right after that list was come out and all that type of stuff.
I'm gonna be real. I mean, asking for permission, that should already be a thing. Why is it? Hold up. But the thing is, it's just the fact that shouldn't you already be asking for permission for doing stuff like this? Because yes, it's nice you have a rule about it, but that should not even be a rule. That should just be a thing. I believe this is probably just me, but if you want to do like a crazy ass spot, like a really outrageous ass shit, like maybe do a light tube spot or something. I feel like you should. I feel like the conversation should just be you, your opponents, or whoever's in a, whoever's in the match, and whoever and a producer. That should just be a conversation right there. Like, hey, I want to do this spot. All right, So what's the spot? Blase, blase, blase. Oh, okay, fine, sure, but make sure it's not too chaotic in there. Like, that should already be a thing. I don't care that like people might be like, man, this is bad because it. No, motherfucker. When you do a match, it's a dance. When you do something like this, like a hardcore spot, that should be a conversation between you, the producer, and the opponents who's in the match. Because if you never told anybody about this, then you're SOL, shit out of luck. So
yeah, definitely.
So yeah, like so like it's not making AEW soft. It's more saying that I want to know what's going on, so I don't be too surprised about this.
Yeah, and I think this these changes needed to be made because a lot of people get injured in AEW and stuff, so we need to kind of have that stop happening now and stuff. So this is kind of a good way for that to be preventable. So continuing the breakdown of the match. So yeah,
I'll bring it back.
John Moxley hits a vicious suplex into the corner, right into Kenny Omega, and he lands back first into this bed of nails. And typically, if someone's gonna go do a spot like this, they wear a shirt so that way they don't take the blunt of these types of spots. Not Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega was shirtless and took the full blunt of this. Like, yeah, this dude, I'm surprised wasn't like dead on impact type of thing. I don't know like how they did this spot IOL. Like maybe the nails like weren't sharpened really and all that type of stuff. But yeah, this dude was pretty destroyed. Yeah, Moxley pulls out the glass. He sends Heyman Adam Page into that. Then it's time for the next entrant to come in. It's is it Nick or Matt Jackson? Because I forget was it Matt or Nick Jackson? I always forget this because I know it's also been a few days since I've seen this. So because I remember it's one of the Young Bucks comes in and then the other one comes out. I'm just gonna say it was Nick Jackson because I feel like Matt Jackson came in and he's the one that does the Northern Lights, right? He's like the main one that does it. So I'm gonna say that this was Nick Jackson, and he comes in on fire. He does some really good high athleticism, high cross bodies, and all that type of stuff. He hits a Northern Lights, sending Moxley into the broken glass. And because Moxley was wearing a shirt again, he didn't take the blunt of it and all that type of stuff. And he comes in a house on fire. Then it's Willa Yuta's turn to come in. He runs out with a chair. He destroys people with the chair. He hits a really good brain buster to Nick Jackson onto the chair, like you thought he was destroyed here. Then it's Matt Jackson's turn to come in. What was cool about this is I think I didn't mention this. Last year at Blood and Guts, they did the entrances where everybody was already out there and all that type of stuff. This year, everybody actually came out. They weren't locked in shark cages or anything like that. Even though it actually would have made sense this time because it was about to be Shark Week. The animal Shark Week, anyways. But like that doesn't really explain it all that much either, I guess, because that's the whole. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah. So then it's Kanosuke Takeshita and Don Callis joins commentary. You didn't actually see Don Callis on camera all that much. At first, I thought it was going to be because he was in rough shape because Triple Mania. I don't know what. I believe it was night 2.
So so I know the story behind this. This shit was so fucking funny as fuck to me. So the story behind what happened at a Triple Mania. Sad. No, I should not be laughing because it's just so fucking. But like, so Don Callis doing his own thing, right? You know how he does, just talk shit to Kenny Omega and all that. So he got tackled. Well, got hit. Of course, some. Well, okay, so he got attacked by apparently some people said it was a fan, but apparently it was the security guard because he thought Don Callis was a fan.
Oh my gosh! How do you not know who Don Callis is?
Because like I don't know because okay, AAA they're their own fucking thing. So
yeah.
So I understand that, but it's just so baffling because if I feel like okay, so some say it's a camera guy. Some say it's a security guard. Some say it's a fan, but like some others actually said that he was a ex security guard and he was trying to protect Kenny Omega, even though I don't know if anybody watched the American product to know the storyline, but oh well, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, Don Callis, was probably in rough shape here. There was reference to that situation, obviously, when they mentioned it and stuff. They mentioned that they were there, but they didn't go into too much detail. But there was some mention how they everywhere they go, controversy follows them for obvious reasons. And Kanosuke Takeshita just destroys Kenny Omega. He destroys Heyman Page. He hits at this point, Kenny Omega is completely busted open. He had his face grinded into the cage, so that's how he got busted open. I think Moxley was busted open. He went head first into the bed of nails, I believe, or something. It was something crazy like that. And then it's time for Kota Ibushi to debut. And I liked the hype behind it. Willa Yuta goes outside the cage because they have to unlock the cage each time. And he gets completely wiped out on the stage by Kota Ibushi. And Blood and Guts begins, and Kota Ibushi, uses his karate skills and uses a lot of high knees and chops to just really take out each member of the Blackpool Combat Club.
All right,
one by one.
All right, let me talk about this, okay? Because this is the funniest shit I've ever seen. Well, to my opinion. So, for those who know Kota Ibushi, right? If you see how he looks possessed or he has no emotions, that's Murder Ibushi. Because there's a history behind that. Kota Ibushi would turn into a serial killer.
Yep.
About a certain point. So when he floored poor Wheeler Yuta, that poor fuck, bro. When he floored him, he walked in the cage, floored Claudio, floored Takeshita, floored Pac, walk up. He is walking. He's not even running. He is legit walking. That's a red flag. That Kota is wearing black Air Force Ones at this moment. He's not even yeah. So he walked towards Moxley while Moxley's stomping on Kenny's hand on the bed of nails. Moxley's like, "What you gonna do about it, bro?" Kota like, "Motherfucker." They start throwing at him. like here is when you fucked up.
Yeah.
If you hurting Kenny Omega in front of Kota Ibushi, let alone do that, your life is on the line.
Yeah.
So John learned it.
I don't know if he learned it, but he definitely paid for it.
He paid for it real good.
The match just breaks down into complete chaos here. A table gets brought out at one point. I believe it's one of the Young Bucks does a swanton bomb, and the table doesn't break, but he eventually Pac he swings back and forth off of the cage, and he does like a double stomp when he does that. I believe he hits that right through Kenny Omega, which was awesome. One of the Matt Jackson fights Wheeler Yuta on the outside. We didn't see what happened because the camera cuts away, but some type of move happened off of the stage because all of a sudden we saw them off the stage, but they didn't show what happened, so we don't know. They fight onto the cage, and Matt Jackson does the Northern Light suplex, and he acts like he's going to toss off Wheeler Yuta, but it doesn't happen. After when Wheeler Yuta was able to fight out of this, and when this happens, I think Wheeler Yuta's like, yeah, I almost just got thrown off the cage. He just climbs down off of the Blood and Guts cage. Matt Jackson is just on the cage, and he sends down thumbtacks, and Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi both do a tombstone pile driver onto Pac and Wheeler Yuta onto the thumbtacks. It was absolutely insane, and there's no pinfalls, by the way. The only way you can win is by a pass out. No, by surrender or submission. The match just spirals into all types of chaos, and eventually Claudio screws up by accident. He inadvertently hits an uppercut into the corner, and he was aiming for Omega, I believe, but he inadvertently hits Pac. And at this point, the Blackpool Combat Club is absolutely dominant. And when this happens, Pac has had enough. Because there was a couple of moments where Claudio and Pac had a couple of miscommunications. And Pac's like, screw this. He takes out bolt cutters. He cuts off the lock off the door, and he just takes off. He flips off the Blackpool Combat Club and just leaves. Obviously, I don't know how long in advance they had this planned, just because had Mark Briscoe been able to go at Death Before Dishonor, would they had done this? Who knows? Because obviously Claudio needed an opponent, and this ended up setting up the match at Death Before Dishonor. We're not going to be covering Death Before Dishonor here, just because I didn't see it, because I didn't have the time. I know Claudio won, but that is what it is. Afterwards, basically the Elite just destroys the Blackpool Combat Club, and they absolutely destroy them. They get a house on fire onto them. There's the BTE trigger. There's a buckshot lariat. There's a dive off the cage. Don Callis pulls to Konosuke Takeshita from the match. He just has him leave, so now it's down to a 3-on-1, a 3-on-5 disadvantage at this point. And the Golden Elite handcuff Jon Moxley to the ropes, and they completely wipe out Claudio Castagnoli. And eventually, Wheeler Yuta is in massive trouble. He gets choked into the ropes, and they just basically destroy Wheeler Yuta to the point where I don't even think submits. He just passes out. I think they do like a sleeper.
Okay, so what happened from the commentary and from what I heard, Jon Moxley, he just threw in the towel.
Okay.
Yeah. He like, oh shit, he about to die. Fuck it. So yeah, he threw in the towel.
So
and, yeah, that was it.
The Golden Elite win, and this was an absolute insane blood and guts match. It was absolutely awesome. I don't think it's my favorite. If I was there, I would obviously have the bias in and say my favorite. I still prefer out of the AEW ones, anyways. My favorite one's probably still last year's, the Blackpool Combat Club and Eddie Kingston versus Jericho Appreciation Society. That one I like a little bit better, but this one was absolutely awesome. Ties off all the storylines really nicely. You set up some new feuds out of this, and now you kind of question where all these guys are going to end up, and if there was an injury, because obviously last year there was a few injuries and all that type of stuff. But that's the end of Blood and Guts. Your thoughts on the combination of this storyline? Where do you see the Blackpool Combat Club going? Where do you see the Golden Elite going? What's next for Kota Ibushi? Is this a one-off? Is he going to be back? just what do you want? Just to take a line from Cody Rhodes. What do you want to talk about?
All right, so this was a meh blood and guts match in my opinion. It wasn't the best.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't it wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. It was good, but it wasn't really just that fucking chaotic in that way. The only cool spots was the better nails and the thumbtacks or whatever. That was the only like cool spots of the match that's more memorable. But by itself, it's alright. It ain't the best, but I feel like it kind of lacked in something. Like something doesn't feel right about this blood and guts. Like I was excited. Like I was really excited, but it wasn't. But afterwards, but after the match, it kind of left me in like that was it. Cause like cause I felt like this was a blood feud. This should have a lot more crazy shit in it, but it doesn't, and it sucks. Like yes, Matt or Nick, one of the Young Bucks, was on top of the cage with Wheeler Yuta. Cool, but it wasn't really. But they wasn't really doing anything. They was just doing. They were just doing stuff. I don't know what they was doing. And the ending of the match was so fucking bizarre. Pac left. Takeshita left. And then it was just a 3-on-5. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. What the hell? And it's just... Then they beat up Wheeler Yuta. they tore his ass up. But
they did.
But it was just so like meh. The only funny spot that I liked was when everybody presents submissions. Kota just got out of his kick.
Yeah.
He kicked Pac. He kicked Mox. He kicked Claudio. No. Then he went to Claudio and started kicking him. It was just like this whole match was just meh. Like it sucks because I love Blood and Guts. Like it's one of the only it's one of the only matches that I could say this might be a absolute slugfest. But this one was so underwhelming in my opinion. I wish it was more destructive because the last two Blood and Guts matches was crazy. You have somebody literally hanging from the side of the cage, leaking blood. You have literally like scary spots on top of the cage, like multiple men. You literally had like homeboy Sammy Guevara springboarding off the two rings. He was going mental. But this one was just so underwhelming. Yes, there was a cool nails and everything, but everything else was just meh. It doesn't feel like a combination of the ending of a story, because the only thing that kind of is recognizable was the fact that Pac was beefing with Claudio afterwards, and then Takeshita just walking out of nowhere. It's just so bizarre. This is just underwhelming as a month. It doesn't even feel like an ending of a storyline. It just feels like there's more shit to do, and it shouldn't, because this is a way to end the story. But it's just not. It's weak. Damn. I was hoping for craziness, and I just got left with just this.
Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from, especially too because the Omega and the Kanoshi Takeshita storyline is going to continue since they have to have a one-on-one match and all that type of stuff. And then I can understand because we saw Anarchy and Lorena, how intense that was. We saw the 10-man tag at Forbidden Door, how intense that was. So I can see your perspective on that too. And plus, you watch a lot of like deathmatch wrestling and have seen a bunch of War Games, Blood and Guts style matches too. So I could see your perspective on that because I definitely if I did have to pick, I would probably prefer I would probably prefer this one over the first one, obviously too, just because it wasn't in the pandemic. But
pandemic era was just there. That was a era.
Yeah, but I was at the War Games matches that WWE did last year, and I really liked those matches. I thought they were pretty intense. But yeah, I still enjoyed this for what it was. I liked, obviously the stuff that was told. I do think if Bryan Danielson had been able to be in the match too, like obviously maybe the match would be a little different because that also is a thing. Like one of the core members of the Blackpool Combat Club, one of the original founders, couldn't even be in the match.
I just realized something. If you remember last year's Blood and Guts, right?
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson was injured and he couldn't do it. This year, the same thing.
I know.
Wow.
But yeah, I enjoyed this though. I thought this was a hell of a match. I gave it like 5 stars. But yeah, let's see what your star ratings for this match is.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. At least like one of my big thing is that if you if you enjoyed the match, then that's good. At least somebody enjoyed the match. That's cool. But so my rating, I give it a 3. Cause okay, I'll give it a high 3, maybe borderline 4. Only reason why is because it was fun to watch. Like just as a match and take away everything else and just watch the match how it is. It's fun. It's a fun match to watch. If you have, hindsight, which is a bitch, and just the eyes of a wrestling fan, it's a bit, mixed. So I give it a high 3, borderline 4. And I'm curious what they're gonna do next. For Kota Ibushi, I think he might be signed. I really wouldn't mind because it's really fun to see him perform. It's really fun to watch him just go at it. It's fun to watch. So overall, this episode of Dynamite, I give it a 3.
Yeah, I'll give it like a 4. I feel maybe the only thing that obviously put it down is that women's squash match. I think is about it.
Pointless.
I feel like to answer your question about Kota, it's really tough if he's going to sign because we don't even know the state of the Elite in AEW, and that's going to be tough for Kota because what if he signs a contract there and then his friends aren't even there at the end of the day, type of thing. So what the hell does he do, type of thing?
No, I'm be sad.
Huh?
I'm gonna be sad if he's not signed because I feel like they got all this talent, which is good, and I want them to use their talent, which is what they're doing on Collision more. But having a Kota Ibushi in the roster and having him perform is a good thing.
Yeah.
So that's all I hope. Cause if he's not gonna just be there, Kota just gonna do crazy. We saw him in GCW, which is
we did
fucking mind blowing to see him there, of all places. But yeah,
I mean, we did see him too at WWE, which is mind boggling. That's part of the CWC too. So
bring back the CWC. That was a really good tournament.
Oh, it was, yeah. But again, we'll see what the future of Kota Ibushi is. But yeah, that's
Why the fuck is Jeff Mitchum live on fucking James's YouTube channel? Get the fuck out of my face, bro. But anyway, I don't want to see that ball. Anyways, let me stop.
Let's go over Rampage. It's really this was
Rampage.
This was Royal Rampage 2. Only 3 things happened on it, but we'll talk about it anyways. It's part of the show. We had Royal Rampage. I took up most of the show. Because it's basically like you said, it's a Royal Rumble match. It's also a mixture of World War III. Because obviously they have the 2 rings. They'll have entrances. Some go in I think it's the red ring, and the others go in the black ring.
They fucked up the entrances. Because when I saw when I was watching when I was watching Rampage, oh my god, big shock there.
I know.
So like, I love making fun of myself, but when I was watching it, they kind of fucked me up a bit because they come out, they have the nameplate, right?
Yeah.
But all of it was blue. I thought it was going to be like red for going to red ring, blue going to blue ring, red go to red ring. But no, it was just straight blue. I'm like, who's going to whose ring? I'm not counting this shit. I don't know how to count.
Yeah.
I'm not counting this.
But yeah, the start of this, Nick Wayne and Swerve Strickland started in the red ring. I thought that was cool, to go back to that rekindling of their thing. And Darby Allin, and I'm trying to remember who started with him in the blue ring because, it's tough to remember.
Jay Lethal.
And it wasn't, huh?
I think it was Jay Lethal. I think
it was Jay Lethal. You're right. It was Jay Lethal. I thought Jay Lethal came in later, but it was Jay Lethal. They go at it, they kind of do some typical stuff where they try to eliminate each other. Then the first entrant of the blue ring is Minoru Suzuki.
Rest in peace, bro.
What?
No,
he's dead?
No. What I mean by rest in peace, I mean like whoever's in the ring with him.
Yeah.
Because these motherfuckers would just.
The only reason I asked that too, because I haven't been on. I've been on social media, but I haven't checked the wrestling news sites today, really. So I thought, and I haven't checked in a few hours. So
my bad, I actually scared you a bit. My bad.
But yeah, Minoru Suzuki completely destroys Darby Allin. Commentary for Rampage, by the way, was Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, and Chris Jericho. And Chris Jericho was just going crazy about Minoru Suzuki. He mentioned that they're undefeated as like a team, but I don't think that's true because they technically lost at Forbidden Door, if you think about it. But Jericho did. I don't know what Jericho didn't. And I think Jericho forgot. I don't know what happened. Yeah, Minoru Suzuki and Jay Lethal work together. Next entrant in the red ring is Commander. Commander does some really good stuff. He does he walks the tightrope and does a really good dive. He nearly trips on the tightrope though. Like he almost eliminated himself, but he was able to catch himself. I guess they would have come back to it because technically he wasn't in the ring, so I think they would have been able to make that work. And then eventually, I'm trying to remember who comes in next because it's all like, some of it's Ethan Page comes in, the blue ring. He fires away on Jay Lethal, beats the crap out of him and stuff because of what he's been doing with Matt Hardy and everything like that. And then in the blue ring was Big Bill. No, it's Brian Cage. Brian Cage is in the blue ring. Him and Swerve Strickland work together since they were in a faction together. And then Ethan Page eliminates Jay Lethal. Minoru Suzuki uses this opportunity to lock Ethan Page in an ankle lock, and this ends up eliminating him. And Jay Lethal laughs in his face about it, which was kind of funny. And then this allows Darby Allin to sneak up from behind and eliminate Minoru Suzuki, and he's really mad about it. And then at some point, the Gates of Agony come in, one come in after the other, and they just absolutely destroy and maul Darby Allin. They absolutely destroy him. And the Red Winds that really fills up. You know, at one point, Brother Zay comes in, and Brother Zay does some really good stuff, but he's eliminated fairly quickly by Brian Cage and eventually Big Bill when he comes in. Big Bill and Brian Cage work together a lot. Matt Hardy runs in. He teases like he's going to do the Twist of Fate, but instead he just does a neck breaker instead. I don't know why he did that, but that's just what Matt Hardy decided to do. And then Jeff Jarrett comes in. Jeff Jarrett and Matt Hardy go at it. And then the Red Wind fills up. The Butcher comes in, and the Butcher and the Blade destroy Darby Allin on the outside. The Butcher picks him up in a powerbomb position and swings him head and shoulder first into the barricade. And Commando eventually gets eliminated. The Red Wind, I would say, was probably the better win to watch because a lot of the Blue Wind was just this team versus Darby Allin. They were just all beating up Darby Allin. They tried to do like a 4-way elimination with the Gates of Agony eliminated, and the Butcher and the Blade eliminated, but Darby Allin's able to get out of that. I don't even know how he got out of it, but, you know, he managed to get out of it. And the Gates of Agony and the Butcher and the Blade go at it. The Gates of Agony eliminate both members of Butcher and the Blade one after the other. So that was cool. I kind of hope that turns into like a future match in the future. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just do that on like Dynamite or something. That'd be cool. And at one point, Nick Wayne gets into the Blue Wind and helps Darby Allin eliminate. I believe it's not Tongaloa, but Bishop Khan. He eliminates Bishop Khan, so that was cool. And then eventually Darby Allin eliminates Tongaloa. I don't think that's the same guy, but it's
just some random. It's just some Gates of Agony guy.
Yeah, I have the name completely wrong. Noah's probably frowning at me right now and getting pissed, but you know, it's late. I've been up, and you know, it was a battle war. Yeah. Huh?
Speaking of Noah, I'm about to send you something. Because this is me every time I watch Rampage, bro. Look at your Discord real quick.
Okay. Which one? The Spark or like my actual? Oh, okay.
You at your Discord.
Yeah, I can see that.
This is me watching Rampage, bro. Like, I swear to God. This is me every time I watch Rampage. The greatest show on Earth. The greatest show on Earth. Oh shit.
But yeah, eventually Darby Allin and Swerve Strickland are the last two in their wins. And Darby Allin and Swerve Strickland go at it for a little bit. They do some good elimination stuff where they tease eliminations. I thought it was good stuff. And eventually Darby Allin tackles he spears basically Swerve Strickland through the ropes, and Swerve Strickland went over, but Darby Allin didn't go over. He went through the ropes, so it didn't count as an elimination. So Darby Allin wins the match, and now he's the number one contender for the TNT Championship. This did set up a match that's going to be incoming on Dynamite this week between Swerve Strickland and Darby Allin. There's obviously this was taped. But there's a bit of continuity. I was here, like Brian Cage was here, the Gates of Agony were here, and Commando was here. But yet they were meant to be a Death Before Dishonor. So if you want to look over kayfabe, maybe they were just able to catch a flight real quick back to Rampage. If you want to kind of look at it that way, but maybe they should have left him out of it. The one thing I will rant about is no Keith Lee at all. He should have been in here. Like, I don't get why he wasn't here. The fact that the Butcher and the Blade were in it over Keith Lee. I don't hate the Butcher and the Blade necessarily, but Keith Lee got kind of robbed here. He should have been in the Battle Royal, but he wasn't. Yeah, but Darby Allin winning Royal Rampage, I'm okay with. I think him and Luchasaurus or Christian Cage, whoever he faces for the TNT title at All Out, will be good. It's good that they're building up to All Out already. I do wonder why it's All Out. Maybe they should be focusing on All In, since that's the show that is in the UK and all that type of stuff. That's a question we can ask another day, and maybe we can talk about it. But it is weird that they're doing it at All Out. Maybe they have a plan, but we don't know yet. It might not even be, with how often the title changes hands, it may not even be Luchasaurus or Christian Cage that is the TNT champion. It could be somebody else. But anything else you want to say about Royal Rampage? How do you feel like the match went? You know, and who impressed you the most? And were you surprised with the winner?
Who won the match again?
Darby Allin. He won.
Oh Jesus. Oh well. Next match. I'm not even gonna comment on this shit, bitch, bro.
That's okay. Then we had the next match. It was the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus QTV with Harley Quinn Harley Cameron ringside. I make that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be making that mistake every week. I think.
Go to bed.
I will after this. Yeah, a fun trios match here. A good way to build up the Acclaimed going into it. QTV got jobber entrances, which really didn't make sense. Why did you bring back Johnny TV if you were just going to have him just have a jobber entrance? I didn't like that, but yeah, decent stuff. They get the heat on Anthony Bowens, which was good. No, not Anthony Bowens. They get the heat on Masscaster. They beat him up. They really dominate him. Eventually, Daddy Ass Billy Gunn gets the hot tag, and he really goes off on everybody. He throws Johnny. I almost said Johnny Mundo, but Johnny TV into the guardrail. And eventually, the match finishes when the Acclaimed hit the mic drop, followed by the famous on Aaron Solo for the win. And afterwards, they cut a fiery promo talking about how they're going to win the Trios tag title, or just the Trios titles. There was a really good rap that the Acclaimed cut on everybody. I feel like the rap was awesome. Just go watch it. I think it's online somewhere. But how do you think this did for the Acclaim to build up momentum going into the Trios title match? And where does QTV go from here, since they kind of lost here now?
TMZ is a turbo show. That's basically a QTV, just TMZ. That's just something. Yeah. But I would say this: the Acclaim was going to win it anyways, because here's where they fucked up at, right? The Acclaim was going to win anyways. The reason why is because one, they already advertised the Trios championship match at.
Yes, they did.
Had a Collision, which is fucking stupid in my opinion, because why would you? This was a match. Next match. I'm getting sick and tired of Rampage.
I did read online today that QTV was created because the ratings on Rampage was so low that they wanted to try to do something about it. So that's why QTV was a thing. QT Marshall talked about it on Talk is Jericho.
Speaking of QT Marshall, I got something to talk about. Okay, so QT Marshall, he also made an appearance on AAA. He
did.
Yeah. Him against Pentagon. And it was an ambulance match. And QT Marshall sent Pentagon through the ambulance and he won. And what's funny is that this was I watched the show with this other group of guys, and this was so funny because during that match, the cameraman when they first got fighting into the crowd, there was no cameraman there, so they couldn't catch them. They were just showing the crowd. It was the funniest thing. I was dying because like they was not prepared for that. So the cameraman was trying to go to the crowd, but they can't because the crowd was being a crowd, was being dickheads.
Yeah.
And then the second time they got, fighting to the crowd, they actually caught it. It was a disaster, but it was a, fun little match. So yeah.
Yeah, I thanks for reminding me because QT Marshall was taped up because of that match too, because his like back of the neck was taped up and all that type of stuff. So, yeah. Then we had the main event. It was a TBS Women's Championship match. It was Chris Statlander defending against Marina Shafir. She had Nyla Rose ringside. Vicky Guerrero is a free agent now. She's no longer with AEW. I assume it's all the personal stuff that's going on at the moment. Again, I don't want to talk about it too much here. If you don't know what it is, Zero, I'll just tell you when we go off air and all that type of stuff.
I know what it is, and I'm happy she's not in my face.
There you go.
I would slap the dog shit out of her, bro. If that was me.
I don't blame you. Not a good match. It was really bad. I don't think you've ever watched Spoke when I was doing it. I'm not a fan of Marina Shafir. She's really bad. She just has not picked up this business at all. Out of all the UFC 4 horsewomen, she's probably been the worst. I really can't comment, though, because Jessamine Duke, I haven't seen wrestle one-on-one, but Marina Shafir is just really terrible. And the match was bad because they had to edit this match heavily because they had to do a bunch of replays and stuff. And I assume it's because Marina Shafir kept screwing stuff up that they had to edit this match heavily.
That is so fucking... Okay, so I'm going to be fair, all right? I'm not a big fan of her, but I want her to improve. She probably ain't picking up, but I feel like she's not comfortable. She's not in her mellowness. She's not like there. So like what I really wished would have happened is that I kind of want her to stick to tag matches so she could pick it up. But since Dark is gone, because she was improving in Dark, but Dark, died. So
I know that is one thing that kind of sucks about Dark being gone is that you don't get that practice and all that type of stuff anymore.
Yeah, so I don't blame her for having a shit match. But then again, I'd rather have her just go on the indies and just mess around there. So
but they're not gonna fire Roderick Strong's wife and all that type of stuff.
Like they don't have to fire her. They could just say, "Hey, just since we're not really booking you, go take some, I don't know, GCW shows or some." Because she was in Bloodsport.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
So she could still wrestle in the indies while being signed to AEW. That's what I meant. Like her go to MCW or PWG or just something in the indies so she could get more practice in. Because I'm not that type of guy that would tell the wrestler to just quit because you're not good. Because one, I don't want that happen to me. So, because I'm trying to be a wrestler. But
that's fair.
But so I don't want to be that much of a dickhead. I am a dickhead.
Yeah, just not that much.
Yeah, but not that much. Wait, hold up. What do you mean by that?
You just said not that. I am a dickhead, so you can say, but not that much of a dickhead.
I know, I'm just messing with you, but I really feel like she should still get some practice in. She's probably not gonna be picture perfect good, but at least she's gonna improve. So I did not really pay attention to this match because it's Rampage be killing me, bro.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
This about to be a whole reoccurring thing. So, let's talk about Rampage. Oh, fucking Christ.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's like when I mentioned to, as you've seen from the WWE Aftershock, when I mentioned let's talk about main event or
Oh,
level
God.
up. That's exactly what it is.
This about to
I
be
mean,
a
at least main
meme.
event, huh?
This about to be a meme at this point. Just a little
Hey, at least
shtick.
At least it's quick, actually. My
Yeah.
level up. You should see my level up review sometimes. Like this past week, I didn't have anything to say. I was on my phone most of the time when I was watching Level Up. Like so.
So, what happened on AE? So what happened on uh um um? It's like this. So, what happened on TNA Explosion? I didn't watch it. Really?
Yeah.
Nah. All right. It's time for Impact.
I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. By the way, Explosion. I think they canceled that.
Oh no. Bring back British Boot Camp for no reason. Let's do that.
Yeah. But yeah, Chris Statlander retained. She won with the Cradle Tombstone. I believe it used to be called the Big Bang Theory, but you can't call it that anymore because it doesn't have that gimmick anymore. So it's just a different then now.
The fact that she dropped the fucking alien gimmick kind of saddens me.
I know, I get it though, just because she wants it to. She just came back from an injury, so she wants to do new
I'm
stuff. But I would
human.
prefer,
I'm human. No, the fuck you ain't.
yeah, maybe she pretending. But yeah, I don't get why this main evented the show. It should, it should have been probably the trios match. It really didn't make sense for this to main event. It just kind of felt like very unfulfilled and undefined type of thing. So
Bullshit.
it was just really weird. If I was there live, which I would have been, I probably would have left during this match, honestly, because I'd be like, "What the hell is this going on here?" type of thing. I probably would have ended up staying though, because I would have had to go back and watch it anyways and cover it here. So, but yeah, I did do some style ratings. I gave the Royal Rampage 4.25. I enjoyed that. I gave the trios match 3 stars, and I gave the TBS Women's Championship match 1 star. So there you go. But yeah, that was Rampage. I think we did like letter grades. I do letter grades just because numbers are tough. I would probably give this week's episode of Rampage maybe like a C plus, just because Royal Rampage took up most of it, and I enjoyed that. So you have to kind of go by math there. Not good at math, but I know the basics. So you have to kind of go by basic math there. And the trios match was pretty decent, but the TBS women's title match really brings it down. What's like your number grade? Because I know you do numbers. So
I'll give this fucking I'll give this Rampage a Royal Rumble of rip off out of 10.
okay, I don't know if that's a good rating or not, but okay.
It's not even good nor bad. It's just a what the fuck is going on out of 10.
Yeah. All right, let's go through Collision now. Collision took place on July 22nd, 2023. Your commentary team was Ian Riccaboni and Nigel McGuinness. Kevin Kelly is still calling the G1. I kind of hope they keep the commentary team permanently, though, just because I actually think they're doing pretty well together on commentary. It's always weird because Kevin Kelly's, the past few times he's on commentary for Collision, his mic just sounds all off and all that type of stuff. It doesn't even sound like he's there half the time.
As long as Kevin Kelly's not commentating, I'm fucking good.
Yeah, so there you go. Ian Riccaboni did a good job this week. He was able to kind of get the commercial breaks timed out well, I think, this time around, because he didn't have to call it out almost an hour match, so he actually knew where they were going to be and all that type of stuff. So that's good for him. We had the code open. Everybody did a promo, talking about their matches and stuff.
Actually,
Huh?
I actually like how they did that. They literally just be like, one thing I kind of like about that for Collision is that before the intro, they let them talk about their upcoming matches and shit. I actually dig that a lot. It's pretty cool.
It brings out their characters, and it It hypes up the show really well. Kind of lets everybody know what's about to happen. Actually, Andretti and Darius Mountain did one on the Golden Elite, not the Golden Elite, the Bullet Club Gold, and Bullet Club Gold did one on them, and then everybody else did one. Obviously, the House of Black did one, the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass did one, and I think that's it. That's everybody else. That's everybody that did one, because those are like the big matches for the night. They showed obviously the intro. We've talked about the intro. The thing I do like about the intro every week is I like that it's not the same thing. About like everybody that's gonna be there will basically be on there. Obviously, they've changed it a little bit. I could say that the song doesn't fit at all, but I do like that you get to see Daniel Garcia as they found a way to squeeze that in there with the song, because that's the thing that flows well with the song. So that's really funny. We had the Owen Hart Cup celebration. And Ricky Starks comes out, and he came out with a post, and obviously the Owen Hart Cup championship, and Tony Schiavone kind of wants to know what's going on with Ricky Starks, because the way that he won wasn't necessarily the cleanest way to win. Ricky Starks talks about how, everybody has claimed that he's a ripoff of somebody, but he's not a ripoff of anybody. He's his own man. He likes to do his own thing. I say that, and he looks very much like The Rock out here. So take that with what you will. He talked about how anybody else would have done what he did last week if they were in his position, and he says that
most definitely I will.
Huh?
I said most definitely I will do the same shit, because
yeah, I think I would have too.
Because I'm trying to.
And he talks about how because of what he did, elevated him versus I'm not a sports person, but he made fun of the city that they were in sports teams, saying that this is why your team got out of the whatever their World Series would have been and all that type of stuff so fast and all that type of stuff. And CM Punk comes out. I like that there was no theme music here. He just came out himself. And CM Punk talks about, and he also points out the bag. He said that the bag, he just had it. There was nothing in there type of thing. He just had it at his expense. So he was kind of taking a shot at CM Punk there. And CM Punk says the same thing, that, he's not thrilled about what happened, but he's not mad at it. He says that he would have done the same thing, but he proved that he couldn't beat CM Punk without any help. He pretty much. He said that he couldn't beat him fair and square, but he said that he's going to let him have the rest of his celebration. So he goes to leave, and then he says, "Hey, at least I'm not claiming I'm a champion. At least I have a bag. I'm not carrying around a bag that's not mine." Then this brings back CM Punk, and CM Punk says that the only reason I have that bag is because Max is too afraid to give me my rematch. Which I wonder if that's Matt that's boiling in the background. And he talks about how he's done everything and he's opened the doors for Ricky Starks so he could basically make a living in the wrestling industry. And he basically challenges Ricky Starks to a fight right now. But before anything can happen, Christian Cage and Luchasaurus come out, and Christian Cage is carrying around the TNT Championship. And Christian Cage says that him and Luchasaurus, the only reasons that they're there is they're contractually obligated to be there. And they say they don't want to be there. They want to get out of there as fast as they can. And they basically said that they've had enough of this segment. They feel like it's reached its allotted time. And he throws shade at CM Punk because he's carrying around a championship that he didn't even win. Which is funny because, Christian Cage is basically doing the same thing, except, obviously he's a heel and he's allowed to, obviously say stuff like that. And CM Punk laughs at him, and Darby Allin comes out, and earlier Ricky Starks mentioned that he's like the fifth pillar of AEW, and he respects Darby Allin for basically throwing shade because he hates that term pillars. He basically says that if you live and breathe AEW, you're a pillar. And he says that he's going to take the TNT Championship from either Christian Cage or Luchasaurus at All Out, and he says that CM Punk's his friend, so he makes a challenge for a tag match. It's going to be CM Punk and Darby Allin versus either Christian Cage and Ricky Starks, or Luchasaurus and Ricky Starks. We do find out that it ends up being Christian Cage, and the match gets made official, and that's going to be the main event for the night. So I like the segment overall. I thought they set up the tag match really nicely, and I liked how everything was being set up here. I like that Darby stuff was set up. They kind of got him in there as a challenger and everything like that. I like that Ricky Starks is now a heel now. I think that's going to work really well for him. Christian Cage was good. CM Punk was pretty good. There's something to me that's just not translated with Punk, as I talked about last week. I hope that kind of changes soon. I just feel like that something's just not connected with CM Punk at the moment, and I feel like that, it shouldn't be that way just because, I always like CM Punk, and I kind of hope that things can start to change type of thing. So we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, it's CM Punk got a mixed response throughout the night. There was points where he got booed out of the building. There were points where he got cheered, and there was points he just got a mixed reaction. But again, I think there's something about CM Punk. I don't know if it's one of those things. Maybe he doesn't want to be there, but it's really tough to say. But overall, how do you feel like AEW did with this segment? What do you think of Ricky Starks as a heel? What do you think? How do you think CM Punk's doing? Is he doing it for you? And how do you feel that Darby Allin? He was on all 3 shows this week. I think that's history. I think he's the first one to kind of be on all 3 shows this week. So, what did you think of all this stuff?
It wasn't okay. It was okay. I didn't really see the whole segment because I just realized I think Saturday I was just vibing.
That's fine.
Then I checked. I was like, "Oh, it's 8. Oh shit, it's 8."
I know, yeah.
Because I think at the time I was on my PlayStation just messing around. Then I just realized, oh shit, it's collision time. So I had to swiftly turn off my PlayStation and watch collision. I was like, oh shit, bro. But yeah, I kind of missed this segment, but it did sound like it sounded interesting, but it's kind of odd. Like I don't know if it's like something was off about this segment for some reason. I don't know why, but it's like I don't know. I have to see how this, like I gotta see how this is gonna be because I'm a bit skeptic at this point. It comes down to what's going on now. But
yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Next, Andrade Alito, it showed him arriving earlier, and security basically tells him to leave because they don't want him interfering in the trios match. So he's upset he has to leave. He tries to pretend like he doesn't understand them. Like, he's just going for his mask type of thing. But yeah, they're like, oh, you gotta leave. So they just basically have him leave. We don't ever see him again throughout the night and all that type of stuff. So yeah, no Andrade Alito love. So what do you think?
Sucked because I really want to watch him wrestle. I love watching him. He is really good. And this broke my heart. I'm like, no.
You'll see him next week. Yeah, you'll see him next week though, so don't you worry. Then we had our first proper match of the night. It was Darius Martin and Action Andretti versus Jay White and Juice Robinson. They were accompanied by the Gun Club. And yeah, this match was fire. It was absolutely awesome. A lot of dives in the beginning by Andretti and Martin. And then eventually the heels ground Darius Martin. They dominate him for a while. And eventually Action Andretti gets the hot tag. And just a bunch of flips and all that type of stuff happen. And eventually the heels cut them off. Juice Robinson hits a fist, followed by a Yoranagi by Jay White. And then he turns it into the switch. The Slim Blade, Sister Abigail move, the
Blade Runner.
Switch Blade Runner, there you go. And Bullet Club Gold win, and afterwards they beat up Darius Martin. And yeah, that was it. I overall I enjoyed this. I like that it got Bullet Club Gold over, and I like that they've kind of made Collision like their show type of thing. Like that's going to be the thing that I think that they're mainly on, and I think that makes sense. You know, you have a faction like the Blackpool Combat Club on Dynamite. I think Collision needs a big faction, so I like this. I don't know what this means for Bullet Club Gold, but overall, your thoughts on this match, and what do you think? You know, what do you think Bullet Club's Gold's future's looking like?
I hope Bullet Club's Gold future is good because they are pretty entertaining to watch, especially Jay White.
Yeah.
Like especially Jay White and Juice. I love them as they lost the that title match, so but that doesn't mean they could lose momentum because I would love for them to have a another good feud, even if it's short. I just want them to do something, but it does seem like that this is going to be the land for them because I feel like Collision do fit them more than Dynamite. Because I would say this: Dynamite is for the Dynamite people. It's for the guys
Mm-hmm.
who is like MJF or whatever. Basically, the homegrown talent that's gotten far, and Collision is for the talent that's not just already established, but they could get more shit done down there, like
Yeah.
Miro, Condrade, and them. So
Yeah, and I wonder if that's going to change. You know, obviously you can't you have to make new stars on Collision also. So I hope that
mhm,
it's a different change. So we'll have to wait and see. But again, Collision's still not even a month old, really. Like so, um, we have to wait and see.
mhm.
Next, Miro faces Nick Camarado. Nick Camarado attacks him from behind on the stage, and he beats him up before the bell rings, and pretty much the bell rings. Camarado dominates the beginning portions. Then Miro mounts a comeback. He hits a high kick followed by game over on Nick Camarado, and he gets a submission victory. I like this because this showed that Miro could just go out there and squash anybody, big or small. So I like that they did this. Um, we need to get a storyline going. I think from Miro. I feel like he's been back a little bit now, and it's time to start doing stuff with him. So yeah, your thoughts on this, and what do you think they should do with Miro? Like now that he's kind of starting to find his way back into the fold and all that type of stuff.
This might sound weird or something, but all right. This match, I liked it a lot, but what got me a bit is when Miro started, got a comeback, Mashka kick, and then when he did the game over, then the crowd was like, "Game over!" It
Yeah,
it it. Okay, so that had me feeling like this man had that Goldberg in him, cause like he like not only he got the fans to just be with him, but it felt like he got the fans to just be on his side when he does his moves. Like like you could tell this is making him more stronger. So I hope he gets in the storyline, but I hope he gets a good set of wins and just be an absolute menace to society. Because his
yeah,
promos basically, saying that, hey, I'm gonna whoop everybody's ass, bro. I'm not doing this for no god. I'm doing this not for my wife, but I'm doing this for me. And I'm going to just, be that nigga. So that's basically what he's saying. Like, I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to kill everybody and finally get what I deserve. That's basically what he's
yeah.
saying.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I kind of would like him not to just face like destroy heels. Like I feel like if you're a baby face heel, basically if you're a breathing soul, that's a human anyways, and a male, I guess, you should just get destroyed by Miro. Like, Miro should not care who you are. Male, and you're breathing, you're done. So
male, female, child, anything, you are getting these fucking hands, bro.
yeah,
I'm going to lay my hands on you and beat you the fuck up. That's what Miro Kimmick is basically is right now. I don't care what gender, I don't care who you are. I'm going to whoop your ass, and I'm going to show why Tony Khan that I should have been a world champion, you son of a bitch.
I know he should have gotten the belt by now, but
He should have. His TNT run was the one of the only TNT runs I loved, because he was a absolute menace. He beat everybody. That one match with him and Eddie Kingston, I wanted Eddie to win, but I wasn't mad that he lost. Miro was just be like, nah, fool, you got too much offense and slow the fuck down.
Yeah. It's really cool, too, because I like the natural progression. Because if you remember, Miro wasn't this dominant, but, like, it wasn't even that. If you think about it, too, he goes from, like, that comedy guy with Kip Sabian right to this dominant. And it happens really fast, but it's so natural the way it happens, if you remember, too. Like, it's really awesome.
The fucking Redeemer, bro, the Redeemer was a different breed of human.
Yeah. If only he didn't get injured, I feel like... I don't know if he would have won the AEW World title, but I definitely think when Adam Page was going on his run as AEW champion, he would have gotten a title match with.
He would have whooped, bro. He probably wouldn't win the world title, but he will look good.
Yeah, I think if you remember, Adam Page faced Lance Archer. I think it was after Danielson. I think it would have been Miro that would have been in that spot had Miro been able to go.
Miro versus Archer sounds like a fucking golden time to be alive. Yeah.
Next, FTR have a video package.
The Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah, it's a video. It's a video package that shows everything they've done in AEW. It's pretty solid. Anything you want to say about it?
I didn't really care about them.
I don't blame you. It's a video package. Yeah. You've seen all this stuff before.
But
then we had.
But I will say this though. I will be honest. It was a really good package though. It was really good.
It was. Then we had a trios championship match. It was the House of Black defending against the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass. The Acclaimed are doing a rap, and they were about to take a shot at Buddy Matthews, but
Buddy was like, I had enough of your shit, bro.
That's really what he was like.
He's like, I'm tired. He was like, I'm tired of you talking about being real, bro. Shut the fuck up.
It was awesome.
It was hilarious.
That high knee, I feel like, too, if that high knee did not happen, this match would be a completely different story. But the House of Black and the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass brawl around. Eventually, they get the heat on Matt Caster. They completely beat him up. And then eventually, Daddy Ass gets the hot tag. Not much of a hot tag. He gets some offense in. He does a really good, like, a Taro Crusher, where he does, like, an inverted famouser, which was pretty cool. But it's not enough to get the victory. And then eventually, Malachi Black hits the Black Mass onto Billy Gunn, and he gets the victory. House of Black retain the titles. Decent match. Afterwards, Malachi Black whispers something into Billy Gunn's ear. We don't know what it was, but
he probably said, he probably said, "Hey, bro, retire. You washed up." He cut the Damian Priest. You're old. You're washed up. You're done.
Yeah, I went.
Get the fuck out of my
I could
ring,
see
bro.
that. But yeah, the House of Black leave. And then, as you kind of alluded to, Billy Gunn takes his boots off and he leaves them in the middle of the ring. And obviously, as you know, as a wrestling fan and stuff, when you leave your boots in the middle of the ring, that means you're pretty much retired. This did play out a while, which I liked. Probably a bit too long, mainly because I think Billy Gunn, he had to untie his shoes, so it took him a while to untie, because it wasn't just like laces like you typically see. Like he had to like really go to town on tying these shoes. Like if it was me, yeah, it was.
My man's like, I probably tied this way too tight. What the fuck?
Yeah, but yeah, kind of an interesting turn of events. I kind of wish they would have put this at the main event of the show. I get why they didn't, obviously, but I feel like it would have been left much more of an impact if this was at the end of the show. Like, it would have been a nice cliffhanger type of thing. But yeah, I enjoyed this. You know, it does. Billy Gunn is approaching 60. Is this going to be it? Are they doing a storyline? Your thoughts on this?
I have a few theories of why he did that. Maybe Malachi said your friend called. He said he needs you. We don't. Apparently he said one last run. He said, "Oh shit, bet." Or maybe he's like, "Yeah, my body hurts. I think it's time to put it up." But this was a match. I think I haven't really seen all of it, but I know what happened. But the highlight of this match was just Buddy Matthews just had enough of Max's shit, bro.
Yeah,
because that is not the first time he was rapping about him and Rhea and Dominic. So I guess he was like, bro, I'm tired of this bullshit. You keep like, I'm tired of you, bro. Shut the fuck up.
It really was like that, yeah.
Cause the way he did it so fucking mean. He was like,
yeah,
shut up. But look, overall, I really did expect them to retain the titles, because why the fuck would you want to take them? Why would you want to take them off them? Like, they are doing so good with the titles. Tony Khan, stop touching shit, bro.
The thing I didn't get, because I remember we talked about it last week, it wasn't House of Black rules for some reason. It was really weird. It was just a regular tag match, like trios match. I don't know if they're abandoning that idea. Like, maybe they're done with it now.
I don't want them to abandon it, because it's a good idea. I actually like it.
But I don't know what happened. But yeah, maybe they just decided not to do it this week. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Daddy Ass, Billy Gunn. What do you think is next for the Acclaim? Say this is it for Daddy Ass Billy Gunn. Do they go back to the tag division? Do they, get another partner? What do you think?
I think what they could do is, what could they do? Other than go back to the tag division. Maybe Daddy Ass be a manager, or maybe he actually be a good father this time, better than Ray being a good father. But but I don't know, because it's like, what more can he do? Like, what more is there for him to do? Like, maybe one more title? I don't think so, because he's not there yet. But it's just like, now they're making us feel like this is his last run. I wouldn't really mind if this is his last run. Same with Dustin. But it's just like, it's probably good that he's done, because there's nothing more that he could do. Other than be a manager or maybe help out the upcoming talents, such as the Acclaim and them.
Yeah, definitely.
So, if this is him going to announce he's going to retire, thank you for your service. Even though I wasn't around during the Attitude Era, I just know about you. But yeah, that's all I thought. You?
Yeah, I think he's definitely entertained us for years. It's someone that worked really hard in the business. He tried everything to get everything to stick. He's done it at the highest level at about every wrestling promotion that you can. WWE /F, TNA / Impact.
I forgot this nigga was in TNA. Holy shit.
Yeah, he was there, and
BG
then
James and whatever the fuck the other nigga name was. I forgot. At TNA, I forgot the TNA names.
Yeah, BG James, I think it was. But he's helped elevate the business. He's done about everything you could really do in the business, and he's really uptight guy and all that type of stuff. Always willing to help the next generation. So if this is it, it's I'm okay with it. He definitely is in the hall. Obviously he's in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he'll ever go in by himself, just because I feel like him going in with DX obviously was kind of in. Like maybe the New Age Outlaws could go in as a team, but I feel like I don't know what they would say together as a team, because I feel like everything what they would say together, they said kind of when they were in DX.
Yeah, I think the DX John was a lot. It makes sense. Then
But whatever's next for Billy Gunn, I'm looking forward to seeing whatever's next for him. As for the Acclaimed, what they could do, I think they'll just go back for the tag titles. I think Daddy Ass Billy Gunn got them over to the point where they needed to get over. And, they could tell a nice storyline now where now they have to kind of do this on their own type of thing, and they can fight for Daddy Ass Billy Gunn. So it'd be interesting. But let's move on. Next, FTR come out to do a promo. Cash Wheeler talks about how, they've wrestled for 58 minutes in one of the hardest tag title matches that they've ever had. Yet now next week they're fighting a thrown together team like Adam Cole and MJF. They talk about how they don't have a lot of history with Adam Cole, but they look forward to seeing what he's like when they get into the ring with him. But Cash Wheeler, warns Adam Cole about MJF. They talk about how MJF, will act like your buddy, give you all these false promises, and then he'll set you aside and basically leave you in obscurity when he's done with you. And he, obviously put it up the pinnacle and all that type of stuff. And he also mentions that they're going to hurt, Adam Cole and MJF bad. And Dax Howard does this really passionate promo talking about how when he was young, he talked about how, he struggled to make friends, and he talked about how people made fun of him because he lived in a rich town, and then everybody else, they didn't have to work for what they had. He did. And everyone would come into the store that he was worked out just to make fun of him, which is like, okay. That was the thing, I guess. And he talked about how he always wanted to, he always made a promise to himself that when he gets the opportunity, he would go kick the crap out of these people. But he feels like now that he can't do that, but he compares it to the way that Adam Cole and MJF got into this blind eliminator tag tournament. And they basically just made a joke out of it. They made a joke out of the tag division. And they say that you're not going to see any of the stuff that they've been doing when they wrestle them. That you're going to see serious fists and serious fists flying when they wrestle them, and they're going to use that to retain the AEW World Tag Team Championships. And that was the promo. Really good promo here. I really wish the match wasn't happening next week, because it is. I kind of wish they would save that for All In, just because I feel like that would make a lot of sense. The only reason I could come up with why they want to save it for that long is probably because they want to give Adam Cole and MJF obviously a long time to actually have a feud back and forth type of thing. And I guess it makes sense, obviously, to do the match, obviously soon, because All Out and All In are a week away from each other, and it wouldn't be enough time for them to be infighting with each other and all that type of stuff. So it is what it is, but I enjoyed this promo segment here by FTR. It was really good stuff, and really hits home with you. Your thoughts on this promo segment, and how do you feel, they reacted? Do you think they reacted the way they should have reacted to Better Than You Bebe's antics, or it was a different way you would have done this?
This promo, I don't even remember this fucking promo at all, because it was just like, I think at this point I was like, you know what? They basically talking about Adam Cole and them and da 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 da, blase blase blase. I just I just like my mind was just be like, well, during this promo, I literally checked out because I was like the base because one I kind of expected this promo because they was with the Pinnacle. I'm happy they brung up the Pinnacle
Yeah.
because that faction was a missed opportunity. It was a huge missed opportunity in my opinion. It could
Yeah, it
have
was.
gone so much better. But midway through the whole Pinnacle thing, it just stopped. I don't I don't even remember I don't remember if they even broke up. Did they broke up? Like, did they have this huge falling out, or it just ended? Cause
Um, I had to remember. So this would have been in 2021. They did stuff together going into the Darby Allin feud. They
and
did
the
stuff together to go into the Punk feud because they helped beat down Punk together. Um, I'm pretty sure FTR don't even like leave the group. Like they just kind of quietly leave the group because they just basically turn babyface. So they really didn't break up. Technically, Wardlow was in it, so there was a breakup there. But yeah, I think they just quietly broke up. They didn't really have like a turn or anything like that.
yeah, like it just like didn't even nobody even said in like nobody bat an eye to it. It's just so weird. Like it was
Hmm.
a huge missed opportunity. I felt like if the Pinnacle was like now with okay, if the Pinnacle happened like currently, it would have been great. MJF
Yeah,
world champion, FTR tag champs, it would have been perfect. But we don't live in that world anymore. But well, we never lived in that world. But it's just it would have been so good. But shit happens. It's like whatever. But this promo was it was a promo. Like there's nothing else I can say about it. Could have then it happened, and I'm just like slowly checking out of this show.
yeah, I don't blame you.
uh,
Next was Sky Blue versus Taya Valkyrie. This match was announced. Sky Blue did a promo on Instagram,
I like
and
seeing
she
Sky
talked
Blue.
about, huh?
I said I like seeing Sky Blue. It's nice seeing her
Uh,
around.
yeah, it's nice. Um, She talked about how, like, when she was in math class, she would watch Taya Valkyrie matches, and the
Man,
Taya Valkyrie that she
wait,
saw back then
what?
is,
What?
yeah, she said that, yeah,
Okay, what?
yeah. So that's what Sky Blue was doing math class, was watching Taya Valkyrie matches. So
Shit, what a fucking geek. Stop.
yeah, but she talked about how you know she said that the Taya Valkyrie that that she saw during those matches is a different Taya Valkyrie now. So now it's not even really a dream match for her anymore. And we had the match, and this is actually the first time. It doesn't happen often, and this match is a blur. I don't remember. I remember Taya Valkyrie wins, but I don't remember anything about the match. I don't even remember how she wins. So yeah, I don't know what to say. Like,
Welcome to my world, bro. Welcome.
yeah, like I was probably getting tired because it was getting to be like 1 o'clock in the morning. I had to get up for work the next day, but I had to get the show watched because it was going to be no other time I was going to be able to watch it. So this match was a blow to me. I don't remember anything about it. Um, so
One thing I do remember about it is that Taya called out Britt, so that was cute.
yeah, that I remember. I just the match itself, I don't remember anything else about it.
Yeah.
So
I
there
don't
you go.
fucking believe you. Like there be times during fucking Dynamite or Collision where it's just like, oh, what the fuck just happened again? You'd be like so
Yeah,
lost.
this match I don't remember. Well, yeah. We'll just move on. Yeah,
Yes.
Taya calls out Britt. I don't like the fact that Sky Blue lost either, just because Sky Blue's been on the rise lately, and they just kind of had to lose here
She
for no
was
reason.
so hot,
So
bro. She was hot. Now she's cold. What the fuck?
yeah, I don't know what's going on. Then we had the main event. It was Ricky Starks and CM Punk versus Christian Cage and Ricky Starks. They were accompanied by Luchasaurus. Pretty decent main event. Good tag match here. The baby faces dominate early. They fight off the heels. And then they get the heat on CM Punk. They dominate him for a while. Eventually, Darby Allin gets the hot tag, and he starts firing away on everybody. He goes to hit a suicide dive onto Christian Cage, but Luchasaurus pushes him out of the way, and he dives into Luchasaurus. And because it's like a brick wall, he just falls to the floor, and it has no effect on Luchasaurus. And this kind of causes the heels to get the heat on him. The heels are teasing Punk during this time. They pull him off the apron, and Punk is mouthing off with Luchasaurus and Ricky Starks. And Darby Allin has a chance to get the tag, and Punk misses it. He had to run back into the apron, but he didn't make it in time. Eventually, Punk gets the hot tag. He does the knees in the corner, the bulldog, and then eventually he gets the Intercontinental Vice, but Ricky Starks breaks it up, and Darby Allin tags himself back in. He hits the coffin drop onto Ricky Starks, but the ref, but he kicks out of it, and then Ricky Starks hits a Rochambeau, but Darby Allin kicks out of that. And then on the outside, CM Punk hits a GTS on the outside under Christian Cage, and Ricky Starks does the same finish as he did last week, where he rolls up Darby Allin, he holds the ropes, and he takes off. He didn't put he was in such a rush. He didn't even go back for his Owen Hart championship. That might be there for the rest for now. He might have just left it there. So, I enjoyed this tag match. I thought it was good stuff. I liked all the stuff that happened in it. I thought everybody was a workhorse in this match. There was some nice storytelling elements in the match also and stuff too. So, pretty enjoyable stuff. I like the fact that they gave Ricky the win, and now that he's a heel now, I think it's pretty cool stuff. Again, I think something about CM Punk, like I was talking about, just isn't connected in AEW at the moment. I don't know what it is. He just feels very bland and very generic at the moment. Just something doesn't feel like it's translating. But yeah, maybe it's one of those things. I had all these expectations when CM Punk was going to come back after All Out and everything like that too, and those expectations aren't being met. I feel like he did the killer promo. He had the excellent 6-man, and then it's been kind of since then. Now the tournament's over, and I feel like it just feels like something's just not connecting at the moment. But I don't know what it is. I'm too tired to know what it is too, so maybe I'll figure it out next week. But your thoughts on this tag match, and what do you think about the CM Punk thing? I know I talked to you about it last week, so I should have come back and waited, but you can talk about it again if you want. But
CM Punk,
what do you think?
The current stature of CM Punk is a bit weird because he had that fire promo and all that, but it's just to first it's just empty words at this point. Because I know what he's trying to do, but it doesn't feel like it's he's doing it at times. But one thing I would say that I hope happens is that CM Punk just snaps and just goes crazy. Just not only verbally abusing everybody in his sights, but just him just going ham. Because I feel like a heel CM Punk will be kind of fun because we know how his heel work is because his time in WWE. So I feel like if he ever goes back down there, he could do that really good. Maybe team up with MJF and just mentor him because I feel like if Punk mentors MJF, it's all over. Game over, bro. The whole company's dead. Nobody can stop this duo. They just out of pocket. It'll be awesome. But now it's just he's just there. like you said. But I will still have some sort of optimism because I feel like things just got started, so we gotta wait and see what's really gonna happen. So,
Yeah, for sure.
so yeah. But as for the match, I checked out the moment homie hit the Rochambeau and just kicked out. I'm like, okay, time to go to bed. I was like, you know what, bro, fuck this. But yeah, but yeah. Boy, I don't know what else is gonna be there to do right after that because it's like you might think that I don't know it. Like I'm at the point where it's like maybe I'm at the point where it's like I don't know if I don't know if they gonna go towards a heel Punk or maybe Darby Allin just being Darby. What the fuck? Speaking of that, what the fuck Darby Allin's gonna do? Like, I hope he doesn't win the freaking TNT title. He has no reason to go for that belt at all. You already
Yeah.
became 2-time champion. You don't need the belt no more. Stop. Go home. Go get ready for that Mount Rushmore trip. You climbing goddamn a mountain that I feel like you shouldn't do because I'm not trying to have go on Twitter and see you rest in peace. I don't want to see that. It's gonna ruin my day. But why are you going for that? You don't need to go for that belt. You already proven enough. You are a world champion caliber guy. You don't need that belt. Most of these wrestlers who had that belt, they should be already going for the world title. That is my biggest issue about this fucking belt. It's just like not only because a Warlow was, holding the belt hostage and that belt does not fit his big stature. I mean, his legit size. He's a massive nigga. He's a massive human being. That belt did not fit him. He's too big for that damn belt. Stop.
It's like not even just that either. Like I said, it should have been the international title. Like that's like yeah, I don't think he's in a challenge for the world title, but that's like that's even more of a main title right now than the TNT title. And him and Orange Cassidy in a program and in a match would be entertaining as hell. I
It
feel like
would
they
be.
should be going for that.
Yeah,
Like
it's like why did okay, I don't want the TNT title to retire because I feel like it is a starting title for like, anybody. But the belt right now, certain people don't need the belt. They have no reason to go for that belt. Darby
yeah,
Allin, Wardlow, and just some other guys, but they have no reason to go for that belt. There's no reason for them to do that. None. Not at all. Oh well, but we can't do anything about it anyway, so
no.
mm,
I liked Collision. I think it was my favorite show of the week. I'm gonna give that a B plus. It was absolutely awesome. So out of numbers 1 through 5, what would you give Collision?
I'll give it like a what would I give a collision? Probably like a 3 because not a lot of stuff was going on for real. Just make card stuff and yeah, not really a lot of it's not really a lot of bangers on the show, but
That's fair.
but I do know what they're trying to do, so I'm not gonna be mean about that because I do know what they're trying to like. This is more of a setup show for next week, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing
Yeah,
to have like to have a setup show. It's basically helping you. Well, it's basically a cheat for next week for them to, write out what's going to happen. So it, it was a good, solid television show. I would say that. This week in general was just like, it was all right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a bigger week because I was thinking like we're gonna have all this stuff happen, like blood and guts and stuff, but still was a pretty good week.
Mm-hmm.
Going through this week's college real quick. We don't know the card for Rampage yet. We probably won't know until Dynamite this week. But the card for this upcoming Dynamite, July 26th, Orange Cassidy will be defending the international title against AR Fox. We're going to hear from MJF and Adam Cole. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see what they say after what FTR just said on Collision this week. This is funny. Pac is going to face Gravity, and this is obviously funny. This is totally one of those.
The man Gravity forgot, and then Gravity's like, "Remember me?"
Yeah. So this is hilarious. This is awesome.
That has to be a fucking inside joke for like.
Yeah, it is.
Bro, whoever booked this, they have a sense of humor.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know anything about Gravity, but I don't even care. This match could be bad, but I'm just gonna laugh no matter what happens.
Okay,
there.
So to let you know about Gravity, he did had a match at Death before Dishonor. It was him against Commander, and Gravity beat Commander.
There you go.
And bro,
yeah,
not even Commander could like escape the actual necessary of the gravity pool. What the fuck, bro?
I know. How is Pac gonna do it? It'll be interesting. If Pac, by the way, if Pac beats Gravity, does that mean Gravity truly did forget him? Like, I don't know what's going on there. Like, is he better than Gravity?
I'm definitely gonna push that match just to see the memes out of it.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Definitely. We have a 3-way tag match. It's going to be John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli versus the Lucha Bros versus Best Friends.
What the fuck?
Yeah, really random, but apparently, I guess if you watch that before Dishonor, it makes more sense. But I didn't watch it, so it doesn't make sense to me. But Darby Allin's going to take on Swerve Strickland. I hope that's the main event. And Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, is going to face Taya Valkyrie. So the card for Dynamite is looking pretty stacked so far right now, so that's good. Then as for the card for Collision, hold on, I'm on the website, so I have to scroll back. MJF and Adam Cole are going to challenge FTR for the AEW World Tag Team titles. I imagine that will be the main event. We're going to have a ladder match for Andrade El Idolo's match between Buddy Matthews and Andrade El Idolo, so that'll be interesting.
Why? Because...
Yeah, I don't know what...
Okay, so that's going to be a banger match. Don't get me wrong. But why can't it be Malachi Black against him for the match?
Yeah, it would have made more sense.
Yeah.
And House of Black are banned from the building, so they won't be interfering in this match. Then we have a trios match: Action Andretti, Darius Mountain, and El Hijo del Vikingo versus Bullet Club Gold members Juice Robinson and the Guns. The Gun Club, not legitimate guns, obviously. And that's it. That's all that's announced. So yeah, looking like a good week there for AEW programming. I'm looking forward to it. Again, if I found out the Rampage card, I'll let you know, but I won't be doing a wrestling video AEW related up until then, so I won't let you know. Yeah, looking like a nice stacked week. That's pretty much the end of this. The only news story I'll break is Orange Cassidy is doing some producing work. He produced some matches on, I think it was Rampage this past week. I think he produced this trios match, and he produced most of Royal Rampage. So that's cool that he's doing some producing work. The guy's in his 40s. He's been in the business a long time, so I would think he knows how to produce a match and put it together type of thing. And, it's pretty cool stuff. What do you think about Orange Cassidy doing some producing work?
Bruh, Bro, I didn't know Fire Ant is really, that freaking old. He's like 39 years old. What the hell is Fire
Yeah.
Ant doing? For those who don't know, Orange Cassidy, back in Chikara, he was Fire Ant, which is even hilarious.
Okay.
But the fact that, cause like, it's crazy knowing that this man is literally about to be in his 40s, bro.
Yeah, I'll double check that, but I
What
think
the
he definitely is.
fuck?
Yeah.
This man he's about to be in his 40s.
Yeah.
I didn't even think okay. I thought when I first heard about when I first heard about Orange Cassidy, I thought he was like 20, like late 20s. This man is 39.
Yeah.
What
39.
the
He is 39.
fuck? Yo, this
Yeah.
man was in the business for a while. That is
Yeah.
insane.
He debuted in 2004.
Bro. And he was Fire Ant?
He was,
What
I guess.
the bro? You know, if he could produce a match that's good, that's how you know he knows what he's doing. Despite his
Definitely.
whole like gimmick and shit, that's just insane. But dang.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically everything AEW related. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know we were very tired doing it, but it just ends up. That's just what happens sometimes. We had to pull through it. I didn't have any coffee, so I had to just make do with what I had. I had, I basically we just basically had to bounce off each other. So hopefully, you got some entertainment out of this. But yeah, before I end off the video, I do you have anything you want to plug or promote? Because you got something going on.
Oh yeah. All right. So for those who kept up with me on Discord, like on the 3TP Discord, or y'all checked my channel, zero channel dash zero. If you check my community tab, I have announced that coming soon will be the aftermath. The aftermath of what? The aftermath of Pride 5 and what's going on moving um forward. So just to give a little taste, what's the aftermath going to be is basically just what's going on moving up, what's going to happen moving forward regarding PW, Burning Souls, and my other shit. So a little teaser of it is basically for those who watch my shit for a while, I have the zero armory, which is basically just matches, giving some of my wrestlers some little bit of time in the ring and shit. We're gonna move that. That's that's still gonna happen, but it's gonna be under the newest brand, DMV Kings Road, which is basically just most of our shit happening in the DMV. If you know, you know. And also what's going on, we are going to, if you've been on my channel for a while, if I remember, let me go to my freaking YouTube studio. Matter of fact, I could just go this for you. So I am bringing back the Grizzly tournament, which the first time I did it, I believe it was 2018 was the first time I did it. August 7th, 2018. Damn, I've been doing this shit for a while. What the fuck is wrong with
Wow.
me? But what's wrong with me? That damn. But yeah. So that was the first ever Grizzly tournament. And that was a 32-man tournament featuring a lot of wrestlers from not only other promotions, but this was a Fire Pro community tournament that I did. So yeah, but this year's, hopefully I get it done by this year. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be a 24-man tournament. But how that's gonna work? Thought there gonna be buys or anything? Fuck no. We're gonna be unique in this son bitch. So how this will work is that round 1 is gonna be singles matches, but round 2 or 3, I haven't decided yet. It's gonna be triple threats. So round 1 is gonna be the singles matches, and for those winners, they're gonna be in a triple threat for the quarter finals. Then after that, singles. But yeah, so yeah, just make this a bit more interesting. And the winner of the tournament will get a championship shot for my main fed quote unquote world title, but I call it the nationals men's championship, which is the men's top title. And then after that, well, I could give away a little bit of a teaser for the Grizzly tournament. There's a few people in the tournament that I want to announce, if I could get my fucking list, because I also have another tournament I'm about to do, because I'm bringing back a division that I used to have, but I'm like, you know what, this shit was fun when I did it, so I might as well bring it back. But the first few entrants of the Grizzly tournament is going to be well, these are just from representing the other promotions. Chris Jones from New Extremes Wrestling, Simon Youngblood from New Extremes Wrestling, Big Pushido from Rowan Pro, and representing WYW, there might be more coming from WYW, is I believe he is the current world champion, Michael X. So let's see if his big ass could handle. Now, time for the juniors tournament, I should probably say. This is a division I used to have called the zero weights, and it's basically my juniors / cruiserweights, but kind of also like my X division. So we're gonna have a tournament for them. And right now we only got one man who is currently going to be in the tournament, and that's the Birdman himself.
Yeah,
Owen Finch. He's gonna be in the zero weights tournament, and I'm still thinking how I'm gonna do it, because last time I did it, there was 2 blocks, the sky and flight blocks, and I think they were like single elimination probably. I might change it to round robin just to make things a lot more interesting, but yeah. So yeah, that's what's going on. The aftermath, Christie tournament, and the zero weights. So yeah, how about you?
Yeah, so I got some stuff going on. I'm not gonna plug everything, but I can't wait to watch all that stuff, and I can't obviously wait to be a part of the zero weights tournament. I'm hoping to win that tournament and move on to the next stage in my career and stuff. But yeah, so obviously you can check out WWE Aftershock for all of the WWE videos. We have a retro coming up, and that will be NXT Roadblock from 2022. There'll be other retros incoming. If you want to get yourself excited about past retros, you can check out the playlist. And then AEW Spoke. I don't know who's going to be on it next this upcoming week. If it's going to be Noah and I, Zero and Noah, but we'll get back to you, because the Great American Bash is Sunday, so it might be Sunday, it might be Tuesday. So we'll see. And then my non-wrestling stuff, we're doing a retro movie reviews. We're going to be reviewing La Strada. That is happening this time. Everybody's watched the movie and done research on it, so it's definitely happening this time around. And then obviously we have Owen and AJ Talks, where we cover all TV shows that we're covering. We're going to be getting a lot of stuff recorded these next couple of weeks and getting that stuff in the can. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. And since this is being recorded in the past, we will talk to you guys in the future.
Hell yeah. And stay hydrated, y'all, because it's still the fucking summer. And yeah. Speaking of double, so yeah. Bye-bye.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as AEW content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.